All right, we got 360 to start it off, folks. That's pretty good. Should get into it?
Yeah, let's get after it.
Let's get into it.
All right, guys. First and foremost, thank you. Terima kasih banyak. Hatur nuhun, matur suwun, matur suksma.
Maliate. Bonjour. Terima kasih.
Tampiasi. We're gonna figure it
out.
Yeah. Run it down. Thank you guys, everybody. Seriously, it's been
for 300K, guys. Thank you very much.
300K subscribers. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just a couple months ago, we just hit 200K. So it's insane.
We've been pushing numbers.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Yeah. So thank everybody. You guys are phenomenal. Seriously. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, we said we were going to do these like once every month or two. And it worked out. You guys helped us hit 300K in less than 2 months. Yeah. So we got to do another one.
Yeah, they're always fun. They're always fun to do. We always like doing live streams. And, you know, we'll do one likely before we do 400K.
For sure.
Unless you guys just run us up immediately.
Unless you guys run us to 400K.
Yeah, which I'm not complaining about. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Thank you, new members. Red and White, we saw you, and also Miko. We appreciate it.
You guys rock.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Seriously.
Update. We are in Medan, Gotham City right now. We're about 7 months into the trip in Sumatra. We started in February, but we have taken some breaks. And we're looking like we got about a month left, hopefully. We still got another, well, actually from here, we're going to go straight to see orangutans and Kitambe. And then we got Aceh. So we're hoping to finish by mid-November, just a few months late. It's been a trip, guys. It's been a freaking trip.
I don't think everyone like realizes just how big Sumatra is. It's bigger than most countries in the world. Mm-hmm. I think it's on par. It's like the size of like Spain. It's just under like size of Spain, France. It's insanely big.
Bigger than most countries, guys. And we've been going in and out all these places. So it's been a trip. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, man. Let it rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know people ask, guys, we see it every single video, every single comment, all the time on Instagram. Where is Antonio? In case you guys don't know, Antonio is back in Spain right now. He's working, seeing his family, you know, getting things sorted out. He's actually planning. He wants to come back to Indonesia at some point, but right now it's really interesting. It's really cool. He's planning a trip. He wants to do a motorbike trip through Africa. It's always been his dream to do that. Mm-hmm. So he's actually getting everything organized for that, getting his bikes, getting his customization. So he's really excited about that, guys. Go show him some love. Go shout him out because we already know it's going to be an amazing journey. He's on.
So he's not going to be joining us to finish Sumatra. His bike is back with Kawasaki. We're going to be finishing Sumatra ourselves, but there's a chance he joins us for a trip next year. We still don't know what we're doing next year, so which we'll talk about later. But so we're hoping in the future he joins us, but he's doing his own thing now. And guys, his personal Instagram is public, and you can go find it on our Instagram, and you can go follow his journey there. People keep asking where he is, but you guys can follow his journey there. So, and there's no drama between us, guys. Let's just make it really clear. There's no beef, there's no problems. Antonio still lives in Spain. He has his family, his friends he's really close with. He has an apartment. He has his job. Shane and I have we relocated to Indonesia.
Exactly.
So it's a bit different. We're on different schedules, guys. So there's no drama. So anyone trying to create drama in the comments, please, we're in touch with it's fine, guys. Please.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask, like, why didn't you show it on video? Like, you guys didn't show it on video. It's like everything happened so quick, guys. It happened so quick. It wasn't initially the plan. Mm-hmm. A lot of factors came into play, and it happened extremely quick. Right?
Yeah, it happened when we were on one of our breaks. We were on a 2-week break. And even if everyone's like, well, why didn't you get on camera? Even if we had a whole video that said, I'm leaving and going home, there would still be comments like, where's Antonio? Where's Antonio? So
yeah, we know you guys miss Antonio, guys. I mean, come on, dude. Like, we travel with this guy for how long? How long we know this guy? Like, trust me, you guys miss Antonio, but you guys don't miss Antonio as much as we miss Antonio. We totally get it. We get it, guys. So
cool.
All right, guys. So yes, like we said, we're going to be finishing up Sumatra here in about a month, mid-November, wrapping everything up. We're going to go back to Bali, have 3 weeks or so, ideally around 3 to 4 weeks, to be able to relax, kind of decompress from this long road trip, work, get you guys some good stuff. And then after that, we're going to be returning home to the United States. I'm going to be going to Hawaii to meet up with my family. Rob's going to New York, meet up with his family. So we're going to be home for About a month.
Mhm.
Let's see. We still haven't really hashed out, what's happening next year, what our travel plans are, content wise, life wise. So we're going to figure things out, but we'll be back to Indonesia early next year, and then we'll be taking our next steps from there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the rough plan. And then for exactly what we're doing next year, we're not sure. Like we always say, we do want to travel outside of Indonesia. I think that's most likely going to happen next year. But also our travel style may change a little bit, just based on the trip we're doing now and how long it's been. But there's actually been some questions about that, and we'll talk about how this type of traveling has been doing, the type of traveling we want to do in the future, and what things will look like for us. But that's the rough plan. But we're really just focused on finishing Sumatra. It's been a long time.
Yeah, guys, can't look too far ahead.
Yeah.
Do what you're doing now.
Well, we got a lot of questions. We got like 40 good questions.
Really
from
good questions, guys.
Large pool. We're gonna answer some of those. We'll get with the live chat. We'll go back and forth, speak some Indonesian, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's
okay.
do it.
Cool. So from YouTube, Beauty of Nature 505 on our first question. He said, while in Sumatra, do you always ride your motorbikes between cities and provinces, or do you take another vehicle? Guys, we're on the bikes all the time.
I guess some people might not have realized that.
We're on the bikes all the time. Yeah, I met some people today and they asked, like, oh, did you come here by bus or whatnot? I mean, some people are like in and out. They don't watch all the content. They don't know the entire journey. But no, guys, we ride bikes all the way.
The whole time,
all the way part of here. The only time we're not on bikes is if our bikes are on a ferry. We're taking a boat to the islands. But we are on our bikes, guys, all the time. I mean, we wouldn't have got such sick bikes if we weren't going to be on them all the time. Like, we got bikes that are going to be proper for this journey, man. Shout out Kawasaki. We've fallen in love with these bikes. There's definitely like an attachment that we've built, being with them so long and being through everything we've been through them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're fantastic. But
yeah. And that leads to the next question. It's from Instagram profile Sandra15, and said, how do you fix your motorbike problems along the trip? And do you work with Kawasaki? So yeah, if we have any issues, or like when we change our oil, if we're in a smaller place, we just go to a Benko. But in the bigger cities, we've gone to the Kawasaki dealers. So we did that in Palembang, and we actually just did it here in Medan yesterday. The dealership was fantastic.
Yeah.
The guys were phenomenal. They did a whole full service on our bikes, really took good care of them. We documented the whole thing, and we're going to feature it and some of the mechanics in our video from Medan. So they've been so good to us. So,
yeah, it's been great, guys. I mean, every location we go to, everyone's friendly to Benkos, but all the Kawasaki dealerships we've been to and the service centers, the people have been absolutely phenomenal. They've been professional, efficient, knowledgeable, just absolutely top notch. And yeah, we're happy to have them.
Yeah.
Got us going. Someone asked what camera. Here we go. Tuan Muda Rizal. What camera did you use during the Kerinci video? Guys, we used our Sony A6 400. It is a great camera. We don't use it nearly enough. We've kind of realized that we need to start using it more because it provides for like really good shots. It's actually in the shop right now.
Getting fixed.
I mean, that's something I wanted to,
We'll talk about it later.
Does someone have a question about that?
No, but it's like problems we're facing. And we'll for sure hit it.
Okay. We'll hit that later.
We'll hit that
later. But that's the camera we used. I imagine they asked that question because they could tell, which is cool. Like, it's cool that someone like paid attention to the detail, and they realized it was a completely different shot and the zoom and whatnot. It's a really good camera, guys. It is a little bit heavier, and maybe not as ergonomic, but it's an amazing camera.
Awesome. And ND, thank you for the donation. Singapore dollars 6.98. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. It helps us so much. All right, the next one. What from Instagram, Sweet Cheppy, what made you most uncomfortable during the trip? For me personally, I'd say right now, being on the road. North Sumatra, people weren't lying, man. We said our content coming out now is from West Sumatra, from Padang and Bukit Tinggi, and we said like, people are the craziest drivers we've seen, and then everyone kept saying no, Batak people or people in North Sumatra are crazier, and Medan, Batak people in the rest of the province, and they weren't lying, man. The Minang people said that in West Sumatra, and also in the comments, because we drove from Toba to Berastagi, and then Berastagi to here, and I had a couple close calls, dude. It's scary on the road. Even if you're like driving at a normal pace, like you're still just on edge, man. Because at any point, people cross and they don't look. You're going, 50, 60 down a main road, and someone just boom. And why don't you tell people?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's gonna be a recurring thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already talking about it so much. Yeah, I mean, the drivers are insane, guys. Like,
Yeah.
mean on drivers, they're still crazy, but they're not like super dangerous. I would say, like, they're crazy, but they're not dangerous. Like here in Mendan, guys, it is dangerous, man.
Yeah.
It is so dangerous the way people drive.
Mendan makes Jakarta look like a playground.
Yeah, and that's saying something.
Everybody is racing. 90% of people are driving like aggressive.
I've seen like so many close fatalities on the road. In just the 2-3 days we've been here, I've seen so many potentially terrible situations. Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's very uncomfortable. We're on edge. I mean, you know, I don't even want to go. Like, I was thinking, yeah, maybe we'll take like a go-kart tomorrow and we do some stuff.
Yeah, I'm not opposed.
Just because it's so stressful being out there, guys. So stressful.
Yeah, it's hectic.
Okay. IG, the beauty wimp, has asked us, have you gotten scammed during the trip? I don't know if we've gotten scammed per se. There was
not blatant, not like a crazy.
Not blatantly. There was one instance we didn't really get it on camera, guys. So we didn't show you. We didn't want to talk over it. There's no need to. But we were in Krui when we went fishing with the Bapa.
Yeah.
That's something that we've never told anybody. We actually went fishing with him, and we weren't out there that long. And he said, "Okay, cool. We're gonna wrap it up. Like, let's go in." I'm like, "Whoa, dude! We've been out here for 2 hours. We
paid.
We booked you for like 6+ hours. You know?" And he's like, "Nah, you know the conditions aren't good." Which, granted, they weren't good. You know. And then we're like, well, like let's figure something out. Like we were only out here for 2 hours. We obviously used a fraction of the fuel. We have, you know, nobody's time. And then he didn't want to. Right?
Yeah, well, we also offered like if you're giving us this many hours, we'll pay you this fraction of what. I
mean, so he gave us like a quarter of the time.
Yeah,
and we were willing to pay like half, something like that. Yeah. And then it got really weird. He got really aggressive with us, and then just said he wasn't going unless we paid him, like he wasn't going to take us in.
Yeah.
And he tried to kidnap us on his boat for a while. Yeah. Like, dude, just take us in. Like, and then we'd like add some more money. He said no. He just kept like kidnapping us.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah.
Other than that, we haven't. Yeah, we speak good enough Indonesian to handle most basic situations, and we call people out if they're going to scam us, especially parking people, and as we've talked about extensively. So
yeah, I think people know, right? Like when we speak Indonesian with them, tell them like how long we've been here. Oh, okay.
They're not going to try to get in the office.
Yeah. Okay.
YouTube Xenia Lovely asked if we've ever experienced theft or seen theft. We still haven't seen it or experienced it. We keep hearing about it. We talked about it a lot when we were in Lampung and Sumatra Selatan.
Yeah.
But now in Medan, everybody talks about it. But granted, we're not going into, I guess, dangerous places or at night in dangerous places. So we haven't seen it. But we've heard Medan is quite bad from many, many, many people. Yeah.
There's like this 50-50, right? Like in a way, I would like to see it or experience it, or you know, but it's not like we're gonna. Like in Jakarta at night, sometimes I'll just go for a night ride, you know, and just relax and drive around. And I never feel like any sort of danger, but I feel like a lot of people have built this idea up in my head of what Medan is. And they've said like, it's so dangerous, it's so dangerous. So I'm not interested at all in going for a night ride. Yeah. So in Sumatra, no, we've never experienced theft. At your Kosan in Jakarta, someone.
Oh yeah. One time we, my cost in Jakarta in Menteng Atas, which is like a real chill neighborhood. My Kosan has bikes locked in a gate, and one night these guys came in and actually hot-wired the bikes. And they took one, and then they left it, and they went gone. But there was CCTV footage of them hopping the fence, getting over, taking the bikes. Yeah, so I forgot about that. That's maybe the only time. That was in Jakarta.
That we directly experienced
seen it. And it shook up like my Kosan and everyone that lives there. You know, it's just kind of a weird feeling when you know, like, oh, someone kind of invaded your space, but
you feel safe.
Yeah,
and someone comes in. Yeah,
but we haven't seen. I mean, we've definitely seen some characters that are probably in some criminal activity in North Sumatra and also Palembang, but we've never seen direct theft. So, yeah.
Okay. IG Abel has asked us, have you guys ever gotten a fight or debate with Indonesians during your trip? In a fight? No, never a fight. I've never gotten a fight.
Never a fight.
This is going to be like a recurring theme. I'm going to be able to answer a lot of questions with this. But the other day we were in Barastagi, and there's 2 roads in the main street, right? And they're going down. There's a divider in the middle. So I pull out, going the correct way. And then one of the, what are they called? Bachot?
We learned this the other day.
Bachot, I believe. The cart, it's a motorbike with the cart on the side. So I pull out, bam, I get absolutely T-boned. Luckily, they only hit my front tire. My bike goes to the ground. I go to the ground. They go racing off. They get into on the other side in the proper lane. They just start flying down the street trying to run away. So I pull my bike up, bend my clutch back so I can still drive it, hit the roundabout, go back down and chase them. And I'm chasing them. I finally catch up to them. They turn down a road. They pull into a garage, jump off their bikes, then run in the back of the house. I'm like, dude, what the hell is going on? So I follow them, and then they're hiding behind like their bapa or whatever. So, I mean, my bike was a little bit banged up. My legs were a little bit banged up. Yeah, it was a little bit irritating, right? Like it didn't seem like their dad took it that seriously.
Yeah, and I also, just because it's a foreigner, I think it's if it, like we said, if it was someone in the community and these kids hit this person in the community and cause damage, and if they were injured, it would be a big problem, I feel like. But I don't know. Yeah,
which is a little bit frustrating, right? Like, I don't know. If you hit, like, I see people get hit all the time. They usually stop. For the most part, I think everyone stops, right? But they try to run away, and I caught them, and they were shitting themselves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I caught up to him, and the bapa was like, "Oh, where? Like, oh, your leg? Like, your leg's bleeding? Like, okay." And then like, "Ooh, saya kasih minyak."
Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I expected, right? Like, I was chasing them down just out of just anger, frustration, right? There's really no outcome that's going to come from that. I'm not going to ask him for money. Maybe if my bike was, very visibly damaged.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was definitely a frustrating situation for me. I guess the most frustrating thing is like, they didn't seem like their father was reprimanding them.
Yeah.
So that was definitely frustrating.
Yeah.
Is that 150?
No, it's 1 over 50. No, it's close. That's good.
Okay.
All right. Next question from YouTube channel Bonificia Faridatris Noat 5801. Have you ever had an experience during camping while you see snakes or poisonous insects? No, nothing crazy with snakes, and no, we've seen some crazy looking insects, but some crazy light up beetles. The light up cockroach looking beetle. We put it on our Instagram story, I think.
Yeah.
That was in Lampung. But no snakes. Knock on wood. I'm not trying to do a snake.
Well, the thing with that, guys, right, is we haven't seen them. But,
they've probably seen us.
But they're there.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Anytime you're in the jungle like that, they're definitely there.
For sure.
Depending on how close or how far they are, they're there.
Awesome.
Indeed.
Thank
you so
much for the donation. We're glad we inspired you to travel Indo. That's awesome. Our next plan, finish Sumatra and then go back to Bali, relax, Christmas in the States, and then back to Bali to regroup and make plans for next year.
Yeah.
So that's what
That's what our next plan is. There's a couple, things on our list. There's a few countries that are potentially we're really interested in. There's a few islands we're interested in if we do our next trip in Indonesia. So, we still gotta mull those over and find out.
Thank you, Zulfikar, for joining the memberships program here on YouTube. Thank you so much. That really helps us out a lot. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Zulfikar.
Thank you.
You're the man. From Instagram, Anis Pripa2, she asks us, how do you find good travel guys when you guys are traveling? We've kind of gotten really lucky.
So lucky.
We usually are very fortunate to meet, the most amazing people.
We don't often use guides, but when we have, we've been very lucky.
Very lucky. Right? So we knew about Cinnamon Guest House in Jambi.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know about Zaki whatsoever, but we knew about Cinnamon Guest House. This is a nice place to stay in the area if you're doing Cacho or any of the things.
Kerinci, the whole valley, basically. Yeah.
So we showed up there, and then we met Zaki and we linked up with him.
Yeah.
And he's phenomenal, guys. He's arguably probably the best guide
we've ever had
in Sumatra, let alone maybe the country.
Period.
Right?
Yeah.
Zaki is amazing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. People ask us all the time about Zaki, and he's fantastic.
So good.
He leaves an impression on a lot of people. Like, he was with us for a few videos, but a lot of people remember him. He's great. And because, he's so great in that space, he's given us a lot of contacts as well as we've gone through. If we ever go into an area, especially doing anything nature-wise, go through Zaki, because he's probably got a contact. He knows people. So
so or tips, like, is asking people, if they have a good guide. That's the best way to do it. We don't often find guides online or TripAdvisor, or nothing like that. We often ask people, and then we get a WhatsApp number and we contact them directly. But we've been pretty lucky with who we've got so far. So
it's been great.
Yeah, it's been good.
Okay, Instagram, yes, Marine. How much do you spend per day traveling? Is there a maximum limit on your spending? So that's something I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to track my finances a little bit better, just to know exactly where I'm at. I don't know. It's hard to say.
I mean, for me, I always look at it. There's a range. Like at least the most I try to spend on a day. My max on a day is $30.
Yeah.
But that's rare that I would hit that. So $30 would be, what would it be? Like 500K roughly. But that would be the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually
I'd say more often than not, we're
more like
$20.
Yeah, 300K. So our accommodation, we share the room obviously, and we try to stay between anywhere from 100K to 250K for a room. That's about the best we could usually find in Sumatra too. And we stay at the most budget places. Usually we just stay at Oyo's and Red Doors, and then we split that cost. So if we could split a 200K room, that's 100K each, and then on food. So most days, probably 200K to 300K is what our daily budget is. And I mean, you could do it cheaper, but not by much, I'd say. We do it pretty close to as cheap as you could.
Yeah.
And we camp a fair bit. So
we eat local. Yeah. Maybe like going to the city, we splurge, maybe get a massage, get some good food, go to a restaurant, get some hot water. But we do things pretty cheap, pretty budget friendly, guys. Yeah. For a lot of people that want to travel, you can travel for as cheap or as expensive as you want. There's huge ranges, so a lot of people, I understand it's maybe not in some people's budget, but there is options for at least some level of traveling in just about everyone's budget.
Thanks, Lisa, for the $10. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
She loves us.
She loves us.
We love her too.
We love her too.
From Instagram, Virza Amar. Have you guys ever felt exhausted and not wanted to shoot a video? And how do you cope with that? There's definitely times where we feel exhausted. Like lately, we've been feeling very exhausted. We've been here for so long, kind of trying to wrap things up. We're getting very, very tight on this time frame. And not wanting to shoot a video,
I think we just don't. If one of us isn't feeling it, we kind of know, and we don't shoot that day. Yeah.
I mean, there's times where I know we have to shoot. Maybe I'm not really super ready to go, but I think a lot of the stuff we do shoot, guys, whether it's interacting with people or nature, adventure, things like that, it'll get you in the mood, right? Especially nature for me, or meeting incredible people. Like today we were walking around one of the palaces, and it was kind of a little bit dull. It wasn't super riveting and exciting for us, but we met hilarious, amazing Ibu there, right? And she was making jokes. She was like, what'd she say? Oh, sekarang tidak ngantuk, right? Now you're not tired after you hanging out with me. Yeah. Which is so true. It's so funny. Yeah. And nature, things like that. If you get under a cold waterfall, it's hard not to be energized, refreshed, and excited to do things. I think just the nature of what we do, and we don't put ourselves, right? We don't force content, something that we're completely not interested in for the most part, so everything that we're doing is things that we're interested in and that we want to do, so I think we have a pretty good balance. And I guess to follow that, our next question from Allophilia. Have you ever felt so exhausted to the point that you wanted to quit, and when was it? Damn, that's exhausted.
I don't think we've we've definitely, and we will talk about more later too, is we definitely thought a lot about how we're traveling, and this is a really long trip, but thankfully we took the breaks. And I think we learned that in the beginning, that we need to take breaks, because I don't know if we really established that in the beginning, we're going to take a solid break, you know what I mean? Yeah. But after the first 2 months, that's probably the most exhausted I was, because we're doing the most, the hardest traveling we're doing. New bikes, a lot of off-roading. Also, we're making the longer videos, so it's longer editing and longer working. So all that combined, the first 2 months hit us hard. I think we talked about that last live stream. So I was the most exhausted. And then we took a month break. So maybe without that month break, it was that we wouldn't have been able to continue for sure. That month break was clutch.
Yeah.
But yeah, this trip has taught us a lot about so much, and especially like how we need to schedule ourselves, how we need to pace ourselves, have some type of break and balance time off, and even in the future, considering taking more, balancing more.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
we've been doing 2 months on, 2 weeks off, but maybe even more balanced. So, but that was like the most exhausted I was in the beginning. Yeah, that's what I would say. And yeah, for me, Lampung and Sumatra Selatan weren't as exciting as some of the other provinces in Sumatra. So my excitement just wasn't as there. It's nothing against Lampung and South Sumatra, but maybe it just didn't blow me away as I thought it would have. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, something that people don't understand is that just about most people that are doing these kind of trips, everyone's taking a break.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hard not to. Like you really need it. You have to refresh.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a couple of questions.
We'll do some live stream.
We'll do some live stream questions. We're gonna go back and forth. We don't want to like lull anyone out, but there is a lot of information and really good questions we got that we do want to address and let people know that people are interested in.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is a good one. The Haslinging, what is the most unique and unforgettable moment of your journey so far? We'll say Sumatra.
Yeah, probably in Sumatra.
Yeah. Where did that go? I don't know. For me, Toba blew me away. Toba was crazy. For me, that's been like the highlight probably of Sumatra. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Unique, unforgettable. I don't know. It's so tough. I mean, Toba was fantastic.
Yeah.
The drive was incredible. Yeah. It's hard to say. It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick.
It's super difficult. Yeah, I don't know, guys, because we still have like this big area we have to go to. I'm really looking forward to seeing the orangutans, things like that.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be immersed in just that type of nature, see wild monkeys and everything. I think like Sumatra as a whole, just like how wild it is, that's something I'll never forget about Sumatra. It's something completely different for me than the other islands. Just we see animals, we see monkeys on the side of the road, like big, crazy monkeys,
the
man.
Books, bro. Oh my goodness.
Dude, they're insane.
Mean looking monkeys, dude.
Some mean guys. The black ones are like the gibbons are sweet looking.
Yeah.
But just, I mean,
the gibbons might be a highlight.
The gibbons are a highlight.
Yeah, because we've heard gibbons. You hear gibbons all the time.
I was about to say that's like one of the most unforgettable things for me. Like almost all the time when we wake up, guys, and we're camping, it's so silent, and you just hear gibbons out in the.
Yeah, but we've never seen them. Like when we're trekking, Kerinci, anywhere we've camped, we never had eyes on them. So yeah, and then we drove, and Shane spotted them on the road. They were on a tree right next to the road, and we were in a backcountry road, and then they were just chilling, and we were kind of with them for a few minutes.
It was so cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like that's one of the most unforgettable things. We have a video coming up, guys, from North Sumatra where we're camping and just taking a morning bath in the waterfall with my hammock between two palm trees, overlooking this insane, like super steep valley. A morning like those are the type of things that are just completely unforgettable, right?
Sure.
Like so at peace. So for me, I'd probably have to say that. I guess that goes well with the next question on here. Someone asked us, Yana Lee, she asked, are you bored with Indonesian nature?
Personally, I wouldn't say bored, but it doesn't really excite me anymore. Not that, I mean, I will always enjoy being out in nature, but Indonesia used to blow me away, and now it doesn't really blow me away. It's become very normal. Maybe as the same as the person who lives in Indonesia. So going to a waterfall, seeing a volcano, there's definitely a little bit of excitement, but it's not the same as it was when I got here in 2020. Toba blew me away. But I bet if I had gone to Toba in like 2020 or 2021, it would have really just blew me away. But I think for me, it's like most things, when you have so much of something, eventually it becomes normal. And this is with anything. If you listen to rich people with money and they say, I've eaten all the best types of food, so now, this type of I can't have a food that really blows me away, or those types of things, or even like drug addicts, like the more of a drug you have, like you have to keep having more for it to give you the itch. So for me now, like the nature here doesn't necessarily like blow my socks off. It's it's just kind of like, all right, I'm so used to just driving through these things. And, you know, if you were to take me 3 years ago, it'd be way different. But for now, it's kind of normal for me, which is why I'm definitely excited to go maybe outside, see some new places. And yeah, but I mean, especially after being in Medan, like it's going to be nice to go back to a quieter place.
Definitely.
But I mean, Bosan, I wouldn't say bored, but the Indonesian nature is what a biasa. That's normal for me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would say I'm definitely not bored of Indonesian nature. There's, right, like things are a lot more normal. And this is something that even happened to us really, really quick, right? Even when we were taking a trip to Lombok, I remember Rob and I had a discussion. We had this incredible drive, and we were just talking about, you know, sometimes you have to stop and realize like where you're at, what you're driving through. This is insane, you know, like this is how we're getting from point A to point B. We're driving through rice fields, volcanoes, just palm trees. It's absolutely incredible. So I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say I'm bored of it whatsoever, but things have become normal to us, and, you know, in some ways like taken for granted. But with that being said, like just when you think you've seen it all, you get somewhere and it's insane, an insane view, something like that. For me, you know, I wouldn't say every single waterfall blows my socks off anymore, but I've been to so many, right, that I didn't think it would excite me as much as it did, you know. Some amazing things like that. I don't know, waking up in the morning, if it's a clear day, like a volcano in the distance, that's for me personally, right? Like we're different people, but for me, it's still just incredible. Like, I wouldn't say I'm bored by any means. There's a lot of stuff that has become a norm, which, you know, I'm really excited to go to Katambe and see the wildlife there, because that is something that we've never seen, we've never explored. I mean, we like in Jambi, we went into the jungle and we saw a lot of wildlife, and that was so awesome, guys. It was so much fun. Wildlife for me, is super exciting. So
I would say I'm maybe not bored, but in terms of shooting content, it doesn't excite me as much, because there's only so much you can do with, you know what I mean? Like I want to shoot new things that challenge ourselves. So as far as like going to a waterfall and trekking through the jungle, the orangutans would be cool because we've never seen orangutans. But like maybe that, I won't say it bores me, but it doesn't excite me to be like, we're going to shoot this today, because we've shot a million things like this. But if you were to tell me like, we're going to go shoot like a snow-capped mountain and hike that, or we're going to go shoot like sand dunes, or we're going to go shoot maybe something that you don't commonly see in Indonesia, that would probably, as far as like shooting content, that would probably excite me more. Yeah.
Well, I think like for a waterfall, right? Like it needs to be something, there needs to be at least something different to it. Like we've done a ton of videos where like we walk up to a waterfall and it's just like the normal thing. Like if it's something cool, like if you can climb up it or you can jump, you know, things like that. But yeah, I mean, we've walked up on so many waterfalls, and like lately we've been walking in some waterfalls and we can't even swim in them. And for us, like it's cool to look at, but it's not like as riveting if we want to get in and immerse ourselves. Indonesian nature is crazy, guys. There's a lot more for us to see. We heard it's not technically in Indonesia, but we heard about there's snow on the mountain in Kalimantan, or how's this?
I don't know if there's snow on that one, but the tallest mountain in Kalimantan is in it's in Malaysia, and it's over 4,000 meters, and it looks awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever be able to hike the one in Papua. What's it called?
Yeah, there's
the tallest one in Indonesia.
In English, it's Kartens Pyramid.
Okay, yeah.
In Indonesian, it's something like that. Jaya.
Yeah.
Right? Someone will know it.
But that's like a ridiculous hike. I don't know. Like professional status.
Yeah. So someone's got a good question. Rip it in the chat. We'll go
off the chat.
We're gonna do some chat. Yeah.
We'll do Indonesian later, guys. We definitely want to do some real questions first, and then we'll get silly and do some Indonesian. You're welcome for the video on Bukit Tinggi. We had a good time.
Bukit Tinggi is awesome.
That's a question relative later. You might, we'll talk about it.
Bukit Tinggi is so much fun.
Yeah, Bukit Tinggi is really cool.
Here's a question I like. Do you guys have plans to take your family on holidays to Indonesia? Yes, guys.
For sure,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, our families have been watching our videos. They see what our life's like here. They get to experience a little bit of it. It's not as easy as, you know, maybe nobody thinks it's easy, but it's difficult. My mom actually came and visited me in Bali last year. She came for a few weeks. My sister has plans this following year to try to get out here, but it's hard, guys. America is so far away. It's super far away. And I always tell people that are traveling from the United States that if you're going to be here, minimum maybe 3 weeks
minimum.
3 weeks minimum, you know, to get your flight tickets worth. You're on this travel time. I mean, you're going to get here and you're going to have such jet lag, guys. It's basically, the difference is 12 hours. It's AM to PM. You're completely flipped around. So,
and then you go back and you're jet lagged worse.
Yeah.
So most people go to work the day they get back, like the next day.
Yeah. And people in the United States, they have like 2 weeks of holiday per year.
Yeah.
You know, so it's difficult, guys. It's difficult, but trust us. There's our families want to come out here and we want them out here as well.
Yeah. In
time it'll happen.
The election. I'm excited for the election. I haven't educated myself enough about it to know and to speak on it, but I mean, the American election's in 2024 as well. So 2024 is going to be a very interesting year. We'll see what happens in Indonesia. We'll see what happens in America. If you guys are taking part in care about Indonesia, I hope you vote. And we'll see what happens.
Express your right. No, I'm excited for the election just because I think it'll give us a good opportunity and insight. Yeah,
it'll be a good time to learn because there'll be so much going on.
There's so much going on. There's going to be a lot of documentation, a lot of footage, a lot of things like that. I mean, we see the billboards, the posters.
So many billboards.
Wow, there's so many
everywhere.
So like we're kind of familiarized with the candidates, but we have no idea about what their platforms are. I know like one's supposedly more liberal and soft. One is like military tough guy.
Yeah.
I don't have an informed opinion on who I prefer. I don't know enough, guys.
Yeah. Meet and greet, guys. We'll probably do another meet and greet in Jakarta next year. We'll probably go back to Jakarta in January or February.
Yeah.
After this trip, we're just gonna go straight to relaxing, guys. Lagi santai di Bali, di America, and then we'll come back and we'll probably do some type of meetup in Jakarta. So that will be the plan. Maybe a group ride. We've been talking about, we should totally do a group ride.
A group ride would be really fun.
Any kind of bike, it doesn't matter. You got a little scooter, you got a big bike. It'll be just get people together, do something, start in Jakarta, maybe go outside. That'll probably be a cool idea for a meetup. But
that'd be really fun.
Figure some stuff out.
Yeah, no group ride in Mandan, I'll say that much.
Yeah, you're not getting far.
Yeah, group ride would be fun. Another thing that could be really fun, guys. I mean, we also want to hear your opinions. Is if we did like a group activity. Yeah. So for me, like a meet and greet isn't as exciting. Like if say we're in a setup like this, we're sitting there and people are coming through. Like that seems like a weird dynamic for us for what we do and who we are. Something like an activity would be really fun. You know, if there's something cool to do, if we like
track or something,
even to track
would be cool.
Laser tag, something like that.
Time zone,
something like that would be really fun.
Dewi Cristiani, thank you so much for the donation. We really appreciate it. And if you guys do donate, throw a question there, and we'll directly answer it for sure. So thank you so much. If we want to vote in the U.S. election, you can actually mail in a ballot. It's called an absentee ballot. So that shouldn't be an issue at all. For people that are interested, I don't know if Indonesia does that for their citizens abroad. I'm sure there's some way to vote. Andy, again, thank you so much. Can I give you some idea? Maybe legend. Try to go to a random house where they live in Ricefield and stay with them for a few days. Yeah, we've stayed in many people's houses and maybe not captured all of them, but we've stayed with some people in the kampung. You've seen some of it during our content. But I've wanted to do a video about rice farmers.
Exactly.
That would be really cool. You just have to time it right in terms of what part of the process you want to see. So probably harvest time would be the best. I would love to do more of a kind of like a documentary, but more of like a proper video documenting the life of a rice farmer. That's maybe something we'll look forward to in Bali.
And that would be the way to do it.
Yeah, live with them, see the whole, not just the farming, but the life outside it, like really capture, this is the life of a rice farmer in the fields and at home. That would be maybe something we definitely want to do in the future.
We love the suggestion. We love the idea.
Thank you.
Do you have planned to do a Java trip or another island in Indonesia? Guys, we've done an entire Java trip, a long one.
But we still didn't do it all.
We still didn't do it all. We've been around Bali, we've been around Sumbawa, we've done a majority of Flores. Guys, we're definitely going to go to as many islands we possibly can. At some point, of course, we're going to knock off all the major ones. And we've talked about, we want to go back to Java, guys.
Sure.
is incredible. There's so much stuff that we don't know about.
Yeah.
Now that we have the bikes, like it would be so fun.
And now that we speak Indonesian, I think we would get into so much more stuff. So yeah, it'd be cool.
Completely different experience.
Lisa, again, thank you so much.
Are you guys still camping and using your gear?
Yeah,
yes, we are.
We camped probably. I mean, in Toba we camped.
Toba we camped
at Holboom. We camped at Air Terjun Ponot. In West Sumatra, we camped at Harau Valley. You guys will see that. Yeah, so we camp like every 3 or 4 stops if it's a nice place.
Definitely.
Yeah, we try to set up the stuff and
I mean, there was certain situations where we've camped in almost just about everywhere.
Lampung we camped.
Sumatra and Lampung we camped the most.
Sumatra Selatan.
Selatan and Lampung.
Bengkulu.
Bengkulu.
At Kaba.
In Krui.
Jambi, obviously. Yeah, we've camped in every province, guys. We've
camped everywhere.
A little bit.
You know? Yeah. Maybe I would say that we didn't camp as much as we initially anticipated. We definitely been using it a lot, but I mean, we do have a lot of gear. Like it's heavy. Yeah. Our tent's big. Yeah. You know, maybe we should utilize it more. Let's see. But with probably, I mean, we've been utilizing it, but with us being tired and things like that, there's a certain level of luxury you want as well. Yeah. And because we're so exhausted, I think we're a little bit more reluctant.
Yeah, I agree.
To pull out the tent sometimes.
Yeah, it's easy to just get to a guest house.
Let's pay some money. If we're getting there late, let's get a shower. Let's just relax.
Especially if we can get it for fairly cheap. You know? Yeah. If the cheapest ones we found are probably between 100 and 150, and we split it.
But the camping gear is great because if you need it, it's there. There's always an option. We know that we're never going to be left high and dry. We always have an option.
We were late. We were a little bit lazy to set up the camping gear a couple weeks ago in Toba that we slept in someone's warung.
Yeah.
Like,
but that was like
we could, but it was nice. Like we just slept in their warung. Their you guys will see it, and their house is next door.
Good.
We ate there first, and we were like, you guys mind if we just put the hammock and put the air mattress up and we could sleep here? And they're like, okay. So
I'm a hammock guy, guys.
It's so nice.
The hammock is the way to go. For me, it's just so much more comfortable. It's like you're sleeping on a cloud. You know, when I sleep in a tent on the mat on the floor, not nearly as comfortable. I wake up sometimes with back pain, a couple kinks, but in the hammock, guys, I feel more refreshed than in a bed sometimes. It's fantastic.
Anastasia, thank you so much for the donation, 20,000 rupiah. It's going to be a 4 kopi sachet for us. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
4 kopi hitam kupu
kopi
kupus.
Hitam kupu. Langkawi, Malaysia. We'd like to go to Malaysia.
Whoa, how do they know?
What's that? Oh, man, someone knows where we are. I'm not going to say who. They probably recognize. Or maybe it's someone who works here. Actually, we've gotten recognized quite a bit in Medan. But probably third biggest city in Indo, very mixed here. There's Batak, there's Minang, there's Javanese, there's Chinese, there's Malayu. And so I think a lot of people that watch content from around Indonesia, we've been getting recognized. I've gotten yelled at on the bike twice now, where I'm just like on one of the main roads and I see, Rob, it's crazy. I'm like, what? And then pull over and like meet someone so kind and take a photo. And
people are great, man.
Yeah.
A lot of Grab Gojek drivers.
Yeah. Today we got recognized by Gojek drivers.
Like it's a lot of times Grab Gojek drivers. We figured maybe it's because like between shifts or not, they're hanging out. They're probably watching YouTube. But it's cool, man. Everyone we meet is so awesome. Actually, just before I got back to our room, I was at an Alpha Midi and I met an amazing family. They're absolutely fantastic. And they wouldn't take no for an answer. They wanted to pay for my groceries, the few things I was getting. So a huge thank you to you guys. You guys are absolutely amazing. And everyone we meet is amazing. If you guys see us, we say it all the time. Don't be shy. Come up to us. Let's take a photo, chat a bit. You know, it's so nice to meet all of you. It's so nice.
This is a good question from Leah. Is your guys' audience mostly Indonesian or from other countries? Well, you guys should know our audience is mostly Indonesian. It's about 90%. But here's the thing: it's But here's the thing: it's when people are looking up content in Indonesia, especially if they're going to Java or now if they're going to Sumatra, they will find our content. So the whole thing that foreigners don't find us is because foreigners don't watch content from Indonesia. It's just the way it is. Foreigners usually or at least they watch content from the places that they're going to go. So we haven't made a lot of content in Bali, obviously, but if you're to make only Bali content and really try hard to make the best Bali content, a ton of foreigners are going to watch your content. But for us, because our content's been focused on other parts of Indonesia, just naturally, not as many foreigners are watching it. But it's been really cool because here in Sumatra, now that we've gotten in the parts that foreigners go to, West Sumatra, and now we're here in North Sumatra. We're meeting a lot of foreigners that are going to places here, and we have met foreigners who actually recognized us, who are using our videos a good bit.
Yeah.
So whether actually we've met a few in person, or we've messaged them. So yeah, the whole thing is just, if foreigners are going to those places and they look up videos, they're going to find our videos and watch our content. And any foreigners that we do, they love the content and they end up probably watching a little bit more of it. But yeah, that's the only thing, guys, is that now we start to see a lot of foreigners, not a lot, but in West Sumatra, and now in North Sumatra, which maybe we'll talk about later because there are some good questions about tourism. But there are a good bit of people coming to North Sumatra, and they're coming to Toba, Bukit Lawang, and Berastagi. So yeah.
Should we skip this?
Yeah,
let's skip this. All right, it's wants to give you guys an ad. We're cutting the ads. You guys are donating. You guys are fantastic.
Yeah,
no
thank
ads.
you.
We want to keep everyone here.
But yeah, so our audience is mostly Indonesian. But yeah, any foreigners that are coming to Indonesia and going to places that we've been, they've found our content and they've used it to. We've heard Zaki has gotten foreigners book the trip in Kerinci through our content. We've Flores, a lot of our Flores content foreigners have found and have gone to the same homestays and gone to the same guides. And
now that we're
that's
in
really
Sumatra,
cool.
We're gonna be releasing videos from Bukit Tinggi.
Yeah.
Of course, Mentawais pulled in a good bit of foreigners, guys, because people are interested, right? Like a lot of foreigners are interested in that content. It's become international content at this point, you know. And then the North Sumatra, obviously Toba, Samosir, places like that. When we go see the orangutans, we expect pretty big turnouts or bigger turnouts.
Yeah. But a dream would be if we are able to go make content in other countries and build a more Western audience, that then we can draw them in to the content we've made in Indonesia or the content we'll make in the future. So that's like another hope of ours is, you know, if we can get Westerners to watch our content, and then we can be like, hey, look at all of these videos from Indonesia, or we're doing another trip to Indonesia, then we could really encourage people, rather than people that already know about Indonesia and they're just searching on YouTube, you know. So that would be a hope of ours as well.
We've met, like, being out here in Sumatra, we met tons of people that this is their first taste of Indonesia. Yeah. They fly into Padang or they fly into Medan and they do their trips, and it's super cool, man. It's super cool to meet these foreigners that aren't only coming to Indonesia just for Bali, just to go to the beach clubs, things like that. Like, we've met tons and tons of really, really cool foreigners travel around, experiencing what we think is, you know, some of the best parts of Indonesia. So it's been really cool.
Andrifa, thank you so much. 20,000 rupiah. The older guy's name is Antonio. He's from Spain and he went home, which we've said a million times. We're sorry, but we said it at the beginning of the video. We've also commented and stuff, but yeah, Antonio went home. He's not going to join us on this trip to finish Sumatra, but he will potentially join us in the future for future trips. So yes, that's where Antonio is. The old guy, huh? Ayo sayang, G. Thanks.
Thanks, G.
Thanks, G.
Okay, this is a good question that we have from Samuel Sian Ipar. Yeah. And they want to know, do you regret touring to the Mentawais? And me personally, no, I have zero regrets that we went to the Mentawais, not any whatsoever, you know. Obviously, we had that video and that discussion where we were brutally honest about everything. But I don't think that we ever gave any sliver. No. And we would still, like we said, we would encourage people to go. And we want to go back ourselves. Yeah, we want to go back. The only thing we said is that if it's out of your budget, we understand, or if you need to make a decision, like, do I want to drop this much money on this trip? You know, I understand, but we would still, if you are able to afford it, especially as an Indonesian, we would encourage you to go. And I don't regret going. Yeah, I don't regret it one bit. No, not at all. Yeah. It's amazing. Maybe, I don't know if people got that vibe from the content, but we're just trying to be honest. That was our whole thing, is we were trying to be honest. This is what the deal is. You know, we're not going to come here and pretend that this isn't a touristy place. Exactly. And, we're not going to pretend that money isn't a motivator. Money isn't a motivator. This isn't a touristy place. That the culture is slowly fading, which is a bit sad. You know, things that no one else was talking about, and we're not blaming them for that. We're just saying we came in here. This is what we saw, and we want to tell the truth. Yeah. And because the culture is fading, I'd say if it's on your mind and you have the ability to go sooner than later. Yeah. Because you don't know. Yeah. You don't know what's happening in the next 5-10 years. Yeah. If it's still going to be there, you know, it's a difficult situation. Because it's the thing is it's a real tribal lifestyle, right? And you want to see it. And it's one of the few places where they're bringing people in, right? You know, we want to go see the tribes, the Dayak tribes in Kalimantan and stuff like that. And that's and maybe Papua, but that's going to be a mission, and it's going to be hard and it's going to be long. But the Mentawais is
not easy, but it's rather simple to get there and see. So we would encourage people to go if you can, if you're interested. So
I will SpongeBob. Yeah, guys. I mean, Tuapeja and the island south of Cebu.
That as well. Like it's worth the trip.
It's beautiful.
Worth the trip.
Yeah. A lot of Indonesians want to travel to the Maldives, other places like that. You know,
dude, the Mentawais insane. The water was insane. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous, guys. Absolutely gorgeous.
All right, this is a good question.
Where we at?
Instagram, I a lot of nines.
Nine.
City in Sumatra you like the most, answer at the same time without discussion. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So go 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Bukit Tinggi.
Yeah, Bukit Tinggi might be number 2. Padang.
Padang's good.
Yeah.
Padang's good. Yeah.
For me, Padang, I say it just as a whole. It's a really, really nice place. It's not as big as I thought. The reason I say Padang is because it's located so close to so many things. So it's like a potential, you know, I've thought about maybe one day I could move to Padang, right? The people are awesome. The food is amazing. And it's located in this really nice central area. If you want to, you can go to Mentawais. Toba's not too far. Bukit Tinggi, Payakumbuh, Alahan Panjang. There's mountains, beaches, islands, volcanoes, rice fields, everything. It's absolutely Batu Sangkar. Like there's so many absolutely amazing places, guys.
Yeah.
So that's why I say Padang, but I totally get what you say.
Yeah, no, like for me, if they're talking big cities, like I guess Padang's on the, like Padang, Palembang, Medan, like for sure Padang. I guess the reason I take Bukit Tinggi is because it just, if we're like, it feels like the most, like the town square is so cool.
It's so cool.
It's like a very like cool place with the Jam Gadang, and you can walk around, and that gives me like a cute, like small city vibe.
So it's a little bit like European.
Yeah, it's got a European feel, or like an old American feel, like a colonial times. Yeah. So like it just, that vibe, like it's like, okay, it is kind of small, like chic little city vibe. That's why, and it's cool. You can just walk around there.
It's so cool.
Yeah. But Padang also, because the location, the beach, there's not crazy traffic, and West Sumatra overall is.
West Sumatra is so good, guys. So good.
Yeah.
You know, no, Bukit Tinggi is absolutely amazing. And I like at Jam Gadang how everyone's hanging out. You can go at any time of the day and people are out and about, you know, hanging out, sitting there, just enjoying themselves. Yeah. I feel like there's not enough places like that in Indonesia. You know, like you have your corner side, like watercops where people are nongkronging, but there's not enough parks. That's for sure. Yeah. There needs to be more parks and like open town square
communal
areas.
Spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's like what makes it feel very European, because in Europe, there's a lot of town squares. People are always out in the town square. People are selling food. People are hanging out, enjoying themselves. There's music going on. So yeah, Bukit Tinggi was phenomenal, guys. And the weather, the temperature is
great. We know you guys don't like it, but we like it.
So good. It's so good.
Vinny Vinotes, thanks so much. Been a long time with us. We appreciate you. Semangat, thanks for the 20K. That's 4 sak kopi sachets for us. We appreciate it. ND, thank you for joining the membership program.
Thank you so much,
all
ND.
the donations and your
support
and supporting us. We appreciate it so much.
It's been so good. Thank you so much.
Do we still have West Sumatra videos? We do. We have a nasi kapau video. We're going to tell you guys if we think which one we like better, nasi padang or nasi kapau. And then we have a video from Harau Valley, which is near Payakumbuh, which is also phenomenal place. That should be a must do on everyone's list if they're going to Sumatra.
Are we able to put a poll on this?
And then afterwards, we drive from Payakumbuh to North Sumatra. So we have 3 videos coming from West Sumatra. And which city is the most delicious coffee? For me, I mean, it's Lampung and Sumatra Selatan are the best coffee for sure. I mean, it's known for it. We haven't been to Aceh yet. We'll be in Aceh soon, but especially like. We went to some plantations when we went to cool cafes, and that's for me is the best coffee is Lampung. What are you doing? We're gonna do a poll. Which one you like better, nasi kapau or nasi padang? Let's see what people say. We're not gonna tell you. You're gonna have to wait to the video to see.
I'm so curious.
You're gonna have to wait to the. Oh, we're 50-50 right now. 60. Oh, nasi padang. Can we see this?
Yeah. Scroll. Or you click on it maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Nasi Padang's taking the lead hard, guys. 81
racing up.
But there's also there's some other good food in Bukit Tinggi. The itiak.
Guys. The bebek.
You guys saw in the video, the duck. Oh my goodness. Fantastic. That was so good. The green sambal. Oof. Lado Ijao, guys. It's fire.
Lado Ijao. Let's go. Okay. From Instagram, Merinnarisda. I don't know where these names start and end, so we're butchering them. You know, there's no space.
Yeah.
They want to know, can you tell us what infrastructure or things are needed to attract more tourists to Sumatra? And I imagine they mean foreign tourists or just tourists in general. Let's go tourists in general.
Yeah.
Something that I really appreciate about Samosir, and I think a lot of foreigners appreciate about Samosir, is their sidewalks, guys. There's places to walk and enjoy themselves. A lot of foreigners, when they travel, we've never been on motorbikes. I mean, we have, but many foreigners have never been on motorbikes, and they don't feel comfortable on motorbikes. So if there's proper infrastructure for them to walk around and things are more accessible, then I think they're more drawn to it and they're more likely to visit that area. In Samosir, guys, sidewalks were fantastic.
Yeah.
Tons of people walking around. It was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Sidewalks, roads, obviously are important. There's been places in Sumatra that have better roads and places that don't have great roads. But I'm very confused as to why Toba is not visited more, because it's most of the people, they just go to Samosir in this small little town called Tuk Tuk, which you guys will see in our videos, which is a really cool town. But I don't know. In my opinion, the west side of Toba was the most spectacular part of it. And not many people go over there. So I don't know. We don't know enough about how tourism work and tourism boards work and promotion. I mean, I'm just confused. So many people go to Thailand and Vietnam, and it's mostly budget style travelers. It's not as many, middle class travelers, but they travel all over the country. But in Indonesia, people seem to only come to Bali. Now more people are going to Java, and obviously a lot of people go to Komodo. But we're as confused as anyone else as why not many people are coming to Sumatra. But there are people coming to Sumatra. It's just not a ton.
Definitely.
But yeah.
I think a big thing, this goes for Sumatra and this goes for all of Indonesia, that there needs to be more accessible information.
Yes, that as well.
There's, there's all of these things. There's all of these ferries. There's all of these modes of transportation, buses, trains, things like that. But it's not super easy, especially in English, guys, to get this information. It's not readily available. We've been here for long enough. We know how to navigate things. We roughly speak the language pretty well. And sometimes it's hard for us to find information, Like we don't find the best information until we tap in with a local and really figure out the ins and outs. The first time I went to Samosir, I drove all the way around to take the ferry on the east side, the northeast side. And when I got there, a guy told me, he said, there's a boat that leaves Balige, like it's right next to your hotel, but it's difficult to find this information and the schedules, things like, it's difficult.
No, it makes, and maybe it's like a double, like it's people aren't coming, so no one conforms. Does that make sense? So it's like, there's not enough, because like if you're in Vietnam and you're going north to south of the country, it's a lot different traveling there. But when you're at a hostel or you're at a homestay, they know how to help you to get to the next place. They know the buses, they know the shuttles, they can get you a driver, they know all the information. And in Indo, it's not very, people just have their guest house and you go stay there, and there's not always can they help you, especially if you don't speak Indonesian. But I think it's because like the demands, there's not people coming. So
but I feel like it's so easy.
I know, but like in Tuk Tuk, right? It's like, it's all set up because they're so used in this one part of Samosir, they're so used to having tours. So like, they know you're coming on this ferry, they can pick you up. They know what bus you need to take, what ferry, like they have it all set up because tourists come there. But in the other parts of Indo, you really got to figure it out.
Foreign tourists, when they're planning their trip, they want information. They want to know if things are secure. There's no work. The last thing people want on their holidays for things to go wrong, things to fall through, and just more headaches. Because traveling is stressful, guys. So, you have those 2 weeks off from your job. You want it to be as stress-free and enjoyable as possible. So I just think a lack of information is a big factor.
Yeah. All right, let's do the last Sumatra question. This is a good question from Dickie McDuck.
McDuck.
Rank the provinces that you visited in Sumatra from favorite to least. So you guys know, we've been to Lampung, Sumatra Selatan, Bengkulu, Jambi, West Sumatra, and North Sumatra. We didn't go to Riau. We're not going to Riau. There are a lot of those questions, but we stayed west, and we haven't been to Aceh yet. So
we have not been to Aceh yet. So with that being said, I don't know if I'm gonna rank. You guys get tiers, right?
Yeah, I agree.
I'll give you guys 2 tiers and 2 brackets. Right? Like I enjoyed every province so far. I really enjoyed them for different reasons. If I had to, just pick a few, my favorites are gonna be West Sumatra, North Sumatra, I mean, West Sumatra and North Sumatra are probably my two standouts.
Yeah, for me, it's North Sumatra, then West Sumatra, then Kerinci.
Yeah,
so then Jambi. And then I'm not going to rank them, but Sumatra Selatan, Lampung, and Bengkulu are in the bottom half. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for me, I'm in such a toss-up, guys. I've gone back and forth of West Sumatra, North Sumatra, West Sumatra, North Sumatra. Yeah, North Sumatra has some absolute standouts and some shine-throughs, but I think I'm going to have to say West Sumatra. West Sumatra for me, guys. The food. The only thing is I wish there was more Bobby.
Yeah, but you can't beat the Bobby in North Sumatra,
Bobby Panggang with a badak. If you guys have had that, it's like root beer.
Root beer soda. Yeah.
Untouchable.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to go West Sumatra. Rob's gonna have to go North Sumatra.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything's been great, guys. Okay.
All right. Okay, we're gonna do some more. We can go back and forth with the chat, but we have some other questions that aren't necessarily related to Sumatra, and then we'll go back and forth with the chat.
Oh, this is a good one, actually.
What's this one?
This guy said, try to review the transportation system between Java and Sumatra. Okay, so I'm going to take that as Java versus Sumatra. Okay, Java is a lot more suited for travel, guys. There's a train that runs basically all the way through. There's roads. The infrastructure in Java is a lot more tourist friendly.
Yeah.
Which is good for different reasons. But I think a part of the reason that we're so attracted to Sumatra is kind of that more wild aspect of it. So we do enjoy that it is a little bit rougher, but that's not going to be the case for a majority of your foreigners.
Yeah.
Obviously, Java has much better infrastructure.
And the angkots in Sumatra are 10 times crazier than the ones in Jakarta, bro. Oh my goodness.
Way crazier.
All in Padang Sinampuan, they were, right? And it's a city, and then part of North Sumatra, and then but yeah, public transport like that. And we haven't, I think Medan has an LRT. I don't know if they have an MRT. I don't know.
Where?
And here.
They have the one in Palembang.
Palembang has an LRT.
Yeah.
It's like the MRT.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if Medan has a.
But someone was telling us, like, oh, I'm sure you guys have heard or at least seen the public transportation in Medan. Apparently, it is a cluster.
Oh yeah, someone says crazy. Yeah, who was that? I think it was the woman. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Everything in Sumatra is just a lot crazier, guys.
Crazy. People are crazier.
People are crazy. Drivers are crazy.
Food's crazier.
Food's crazier.
Ooh. Everything. Okay, so from Instagram, David Orlando. Do you guys have a team for editing and brainstorming? Guys, we do have a team for editing and brainstorming, and you're looking at that. This is it, man. This is it.
Yeah, for our content. No editors, no one else doing stuff for our content. It's just us. And YouTube Assassin's Court, same along the lines of that, asked like how we manage the content from scratch until upload when traveling. And are you facing any trouble during making your content? We've been doing it for it depends what we're doing, but if we're doing a food video, it definitely has a certain flow. If we're doing moto vlogging, it definitely has a certain flow. So we kind of, at least for this trip, we kind of know. Yeah. There's been some like different things with the Mentawais. We sat down and said, all right, this is kind of how we want to film it, and this is the kind of style we want to do, because that was so different for us. Kerinci, similar thing. So maybe if it's like a different activity, then we have a little discussion before. Definitely. And talk about how we're going to do this and what the objective is, what the mission is, and how we shoot this and how we present it. But for the other stuff, it's almost like a check. Like we have a checklist in here. Like we know exactly, what we're supposed to do. Yeah. Yeah. And with that being said, I think as we've learned and grown and shot more content, we're definitely evolving and trying different things out. And I feel like a big difference between our content early on till now is that we're getting better at what we're doing. We're getting better at filming. We're getting better at producing content. So I feel like we don't do as many cuts as we do before. We let things kind of play out, go a little bit longer now. We've seen that people really do enjoy that. We've had tons of people that say, don't cut it as much. We want to see the full interaction. There's definitely a time and a place to cut, but there's also a benefit to seeing the full thing play out, especially a dynamic between two people, especially a stranger in the real world. So I think our content is evolving, and I think it's only getting better. But yeah, we're, as far as editing and things like that,
everything is intuitive.
Yeah.
Everything's very intuitive for us. We do face troubles. We face internet troubles all the time, guys.
Trying to upload,
We've let you guys know plenty of times that it's not possible today.
Yeah.
Audio trouble. We had issues with our cable and our microphone.
Yeah.
There's been lots of good clips, guys, that we've had to cut out, unfortunately, because
some things were messed up.
It would murder your ears.
Yeah,
just the crackling, and there's no way to salvage it. There's no way to do anything. So we've had to cut out some good stuff for sure. But
we've had a lot of camera issues. Some of them my fault, but other ones like I mean, I crashed the drone and it broke.
We both dropped cameras.
I dropped one camera and then fixed, but then other stuff like just so unlucky.
Yeah.
Well, our first GoPro got waterlogged. We have no idea why. Our second GoPro broke. Our second GoPro got waterlogged again. It didn't break, thank God. But recently the glass just broke while it was in just a container, just a small little cut. And then our other cameras in the shop. So we've had a lot of issues.
Yeah, the camera we're shooting on right now, I mean, I thought about it the other day, and just about every camera we've had has either had to been replaced or repaired at some point.
Yeah.
There's been very few cameras that we've had, guys, that have needed to be either repaired and or replaced.
Yeah, I have a list of I put Sumatra casualties. It's like a bunch of stuff. I lost my wallet. I don't know if it was stolen or I don't know what happened, but that Shane's lost like 3 pairs of sandals in the last 3 weeks.
Oh yes.
But
some sunglasses. But that's the thing with traveling. Like
we are like
losing stuff's fine. For me, losing stuff is fine.
No, yeah.
It's whatever. It's like it goes and it comes. It goes and it comes. Sure. The thing I don't want to happen is, equipment
expensive equipment to go. Yeah.
So there's definitely difficulties, and especially I think the style of content that we do, we're jumping across rivers on rocks, going in waterfalls, doing this stuff. Like we have very expensive equipment, and we're taking in the jungle and jumping around, and we're not like dainty fellows by any means. Like we're going at it, so it's only normal that something's going to go wrong at some point.
ND again, thank you so much. You've been crushing it with the donations. I've never been to Indonesia. I live in Singapore. I need your recommendation. Which part of Indonesia should I start?
Oh, that's such a good question. It's such a tough question.
I mean, it depends what you're interested in. It depends what your goals are and what you want to see. I mean, Bali's a nice place to start, and I think a Bali combined with East Java is a nice way to set yourself off in Indonesia. Either a Bali in East Java or a Bali in Lombok.
Yeah,
I think that, and you could do it in a few weeks. That would be my recommendation.
And Bali gets a lot of flack, obviously, but there is so many great things about Bali. If you're going to Bali, right, and you're just going to beach clubs, drinking, and you're living like you would in your Western home in the comfort. If that's what you're going for, that's one thing. But if you actually want to explore, then obviously there's tons of things you can explore and do in Bali that are wonderful, and that is like definitely a good ease into it. East Java for sure. But
we'll do some stuff in the chat. Anyone got stuff in the chat? Sorry guys, we can't do subtitles while we're live. There's no way to do that. So we'll do some Indonesian in a little bit.
Why is this like a new TikTok thing?
What is it?
Like Bang Zen, pinjam dulu 100. Like those kids are asking us
today.
It
might be a TikTok. Or
is that a new TikTok thing? Like
what was the other TikTok thing? How often do you think about the Roman Empire? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Every day. There's so many TikTok things that we're not up on the trends, guys. So a couple months ago, right, a bunch of kids are coming up to us saying, "Kamu nini."
What
am I? What's going on? Saya nani? Like what's happening here? So we're not up on the TikTok trends. I don't know if pinjam 100 is the TikTok trend or you really want 100K.
From Rafiski, I know you guys exclusively drive on the rest right now, but there are 2 islands of the Sumatra left, the Riau Islands and Bangka Belitung. Yes, we know we were thinking about going to Bangka Belitung, but we ended up passing just because Sumatra is so big. And we know about the Riau Islands, but those are places that we'll probably try to visit in the future for sure. And we can get there. Just Bangka Belitung is really easy to get to, and Riau not terrible as well. But yeah, we passed on those, and we passed on the province of Riau. We could have gone to Pekanbaru, but guys, like we said, it's already been 7 months, so we had to start passing up on places that we would have liked to go because it's been so long. So
right.
Okay.
From Instagram, hi Salma. They want to know, have you guys received any hate comments and how did you respond? With violence. That's how you respond. With violence. Guys, we are so fortunate that we hardly get
So
any hate
little,
comments
man.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know, if a piece of content goes viral, obviously it's going to reach people that it has never reached before, and sometimes we'll get very odd comments that we're a little bit confused by, but these people are likely just copy and pasting this on probably every single foreigner's videos, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
But we get so many supportive comments. It's absolutely amazing. And, you know, as much as we want Western audience and we want Western viewers, I've seen some of the comments on Western content. It is
But the thing is, like,
disgusting.
Indonesians are as cruel in the comments as Westerners, but we don't see it.
Yeah.
We're so lucky.
Yeah.
We're on Instagram, and we follow a little bit more Indonesian content on Instagram, and we see some terrible stuff from everybody. Indonesians are no exception. We for some reason, like, I can count less than 10 times where we've had really bad hate comments. And us, how do we like, I laugh. It doesn't bother me, bro.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care about hate comments, but I'm going to give an unpopular opinion here. Like, I would rather have hate comments than people complaining. I just don't like when people whine and complain, especially people that like support us and they're whining about certain things. Like, why do you do this? Like, for me, it's like, all right, bro, like, go take that BS somewhere else. Like, if anything, that maybe rubs me the wrong way more than seeing complete hate. Because if you just see someone like completely hating you, like, you know, this person is really messed up inside, and, you know, I'm not even going to take this seriously. But for people that are just whining and complaining, that, you know, we're working hard to like try to get you guys the best content, and I think we work really hard, and I think we do a really good job. And when people complain, especially if they're, I don't know, it's just that I don't like that. It gives me a bad look. It's not something that I like. But hate comments, like some of the stuff we've seen, I've just laughed. Like, yeah, it's
we'll
funny.
show it to each other. It's
funny
stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, you know, for anyone out there, not just our content or you guys personally, if anyone's giving you hate on the internet, I think that you can't put too much merit into something that someone would never say to your face.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Like, a lot of the praise and things we get and like the really supportive comments we get, you know, like someone like that's really sweet of someone, and they would say that to you. But a lot of this hate, guys, and the way the internet's structured nowadays, people would never say that to your face. So how much merit can you put into something that someone would actually never say to you? Yeah.
Which one? Oh, wow. Mika, thank you so much. 160,000 rupiah. We really appreciate it. We'd love to meet you too. I'm not sure where you are in Indonesia, but we hope to do a meetup in Jakarta next year. If you're there, hopefully you can come and join us. Thank you so much. That's a lot of coffees for us, I'll tell you that. That's a lot of coffees.
It's 30, man.
Not gonna do that. That's so much coffee.
40 actually. Okay, so ND said that he wants to know more about their culture. So that's a loaded question as well, because ND.
Oh, okay.
Because there's so much culture in Indonesia, right? There's a ton of culture, so it depends what kind of culture you would want to see. Obviously, Bali is very special in that it has the Hindu culture. We enjoyed the culture of Flores very much. They have these really, really cool traditional villages. In Mentawais, obviously, there's this more ancient culture where people are still in this more primitive way of life. So there's tons of culture all over. I mean, most people and a lot of Indonesians would say, right, that they're fascinated with Bali culture. So I think, you know, the Hindu aspect in the Bali culture is very cool, and it's very preserved. A lot of places, you know, I wouldn't go to a city because a lot of the culture has been lost in those places, and people are in a more modern way of life, and, you know, very similar to a Western way of life. But most of Indonesia has very strong culture.
We haven't tried ucok durian yet, but I think we're trying it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, either ucok or sibolang. So we've gotten a bunch of good things. Yeah. Do you eat rice 3 times a day? Yeah. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, guys. It's not maybe like our preference for breakfast. Sometimes we do eat it. I've had rice, I think, the last 2 or so days for breakfast. And sometimes it's good, but it's not the same as an Indonesian, right? Like they say, right? If you don't eat rice, you haven't eaten. For us, we can go with or without it. I can eat meat. I don't have to have rice all the time, but we do enjoy rice, guys. And even back home in America, we eat a lot of rice as well, which is very interesting. A lot of Indonesians have this misconception that Westerners don't eat rice. You know, I know a lot of Europeans eat rice. A lot of like Mediterraneans eat rice. A lot of people in the Middle East eat rice, Asians, and in America we eat tons and tons of rice.
And people very into fitness and working out and lifting weights or doing long, you know, cardio activities. Rice is considered very important part of their diet. Rice is considered very good carbohydrate, so it's honestly in most people's diet, it's a staple. It's like a main thing. But like we said, breakfast, it's bread for most foreigners.
But a lot of the world eats rice, right?
Yeah, like, so much.
Central South America,
Africa,
there's rice like all over the world, guys. Rice
it's just not to the same extent as Indos. It's not like the same.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, YouTube question. Jasmine Nicole 5390. She wants to know, which one do you think is more important, the amount of subscribers or the trip itself? That's a very interesting question. Deep. I think obviously the more important thing is the trip itself. If you're just going to pick one, they're both important. You know, this is our job, and we're obviously, you know, trying to get a good output and trying to provide you guys with things that you enjoy. If we have more subscribers and we have more views, obviously it means people enjoy the content and they really like it. But, you know, one of the first things I told myself is, when we started this, is if this hinders and takes away a lot from my travel experience, then I'm going to have to reevaluate if this is what I want to do. Because the reason we started doing this, guys, you know, is because we love traveling. We want to keep traveling. We want to enjoy traveling. But of course, the amount of subscribers and the views and everything is also important to us. We work really hard on these videos, guys. And I'd be lying if I didn't say that sometimes when we put out a video that's really good quality, that we're really proud of, doesn't get the love that we're expecting. It's like, it's a little,
for sure.
Yeah, it's just like a little tin. You know, you check the analytics a little bit less. You're like, I don't even, you know, damn, like that didn't, like we had a good time. You know, I thought people would really enjoy this. Sometimes it's out of our control, guys. It doesn't mean it's not a good video or you guys didn't enjoy it. The algorithm can be brutal, but it does sting a little bit.
Yeah, no, it can. Especially, if you put a lot of time into it.
A lot of work into it, you know? Or like you like edit this one part and you're like, wow, like I love that the way this did, and like no one mentions it, or that was such a nice joke or transition or edit. You know, but it happens.
All right, next one. 2 people asked this question, both from Instagram, Miss Jane Marple, and also Mike Purba. He makes food content. He's an Indo. He makes food content. His food content so good.
Batak Purba? He's
maybe
Batak.
Maybe he's Batak. I think he's in Jakarta.
Yeah, Purba's Batak.
They asked us, what covers the expenses from your trip? Is a YouTube ad revenue enough? So let's squash some rumors here again, guys. AdSense, if you have to spend money on traveling, YouTube AdSense is not necessarily a good source of income. So we'll be completely real with you guys. YouTube AdSense only just started covering our travel expenses in the last few months. Now, granted, there's 2 of us. So if you're running a channel by yourself, it may be different, but it just started covering our expenses, and maybe it's starting to be a little bit more, but we're not really making much money off YouTube. And it just covers our expenses, and maybe there's a little bit extra. In order for us to do that, we have to make 30-minute videos where we can place a lot of ads, and we have to get like around 3 million views per month in order to do that. So this whole rumor, and I think we talked about it before, that Boulets are coming here to take advantage of Indonesian viewers and make money, is not true. It's not true at all. If you want to say people come here just to get views and subscribers, for sure. But the YouTube ad, and now there's maybe some arguments, you know, why don't you guys put out more videos? Well, one, we can't, because some of our videos take 2-3 days of shooting and then 2-3 days of editing. So we can't put out more than one video a week. And also, when we finish this trip in Sumatra, we don't want to make videos for a couple months. So if we have 2 to 3 months of content saved, that's nice. So we can't really put out more than one video a week. But it's hard because we don't want to make the comparison. You know, everyone's like, you make so much money from AdSense, but sure, if you're an Indonesian and you live at home and you live in a kosan and you're paying monthly rent and you don't have many bills, AdSense can be a great source of income for you. But for us, there's 2 of us. We have to travel and cover our expenses. We do it as cheap as we can. But still it costs money. So that's the reality. We are able to make money through sponsorships, if you guys have seen. So that's been really good for us. But other than that, you know, we have done some sponsorships. We have some savings. And luckily now YouTube's starting to cover our expenses. So it's a balance. It's
definitely a balance, guys. But in Indonesia, for us, right, like we don't think that we could sustain just off YouTube alone in the long run. You know? Like now we're starting to try to move into different things. We're releasing merchandise.
Yeah, guys, please. Yeah.
Check it out. We're going to try to be releasing a lot of stuff, guys.
Yeah.
You know, caps, mugs, hats, bags, everything. So if you guys are interested, you want to support, we would really appreciate it so much. Later on down the line, we want to start, you know, forming some trips, getting some trips, some that we travel with people on, some that, you know, are just run by itself. We have operators that can get everything done, like really cool trips and experiences that we've done ourselves, and you can directly relate a video to, and you can see what the experience would be like. So we have a lot of ideas in what we want to get going, but yeah, guys, for the long run, there's absolutely no way that we could only do YouTube and that would sustain us.
Yeah,
you know?
for the nature of what we do and our content, it wouldn't work. If we were just sitting on our room making funny videos, that'd be a lot different. Yeah. But because of the nature of our content, it's a bit tough.
Okay, from Instagram, DreFish86. Did you learn Bahasa Indonesia before traveling, or you picked it up along the way? Yeah, guys, the majority of all the Indonesian that we speak has been picked up along the way. I can't even speak English. Yeah, we've kind of learned it as we've gone along. Early on in Bali, you know, we did the easy apps, Duolingo for just a little bit, guys, but this is so base level and really has the tiniest little bit of impact or influence and benefit to our Indonesian today. So basically through traveling and through some of our Indonesian friends, has it really gotten to the level that it's at. Yeah. Sometimes I think our Indonesian's really good.
And then other times it's,
But I think, like, because we're traveling all the time, like, you'll travel to different places and I think, oh, wow, our Indonesian's so good. We've been immersed in it and we almost exclusively speak Indonesian. But we'll go to an area and they use different words.
Yeah.
There's all these synonyms, guys. Like, we know a good bit of synonyms, you know, like we know, you know, a few different words for one meaning, but then you go to a different place and they just use it. When we got to North Sumatra, everyone said, "Oh, naik kereta ke sini."
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, we didn't take a train here.
Here they call motor kereta. It's the opposite. So they call a motorbike. They use the word train, and it's so funny.
It's crazy, guys. Yeah, naik kereta ke sini. Like, no, we didn't take a train to this waterfall. I thought they were making a joke or something. Yeah. And then when I first heard minyak, for Benson.
For Benson,
the minyak, huh? So
but, the other thing is we know Indonesia in the scope of what conversations we have, and we tend to have the same conversations everywhere we go, right? Because we meet people, they meet us, and they ask the same questions. So in those situations, it's like, oh yeah, our Indonesian's really good. In a situation, you know, a customer service situation, or if you're meeting someone new, you're going to Indo, like basic things. But sometimes, you know, watching the news, something we're not usually doing, then our Indonesian is definitely lacking. So, alrighty.
In Medan, iced tea called mandi.
Yeah, really? They do so many things backwards.
Okay.
Yeah,
I saw that. I saw mandi. I was looking at a menu the other day and it was like a chicken biryani mandi. So maybe that came with an iced tea as well.
Yeah. The other thing about like the way we're in Indonesia is we're always on different places. You know, exactly. the way we're taking in Indonesia, everything Indonesia, right? Culture, language, food is, you know, we're getting the whole thing thrown at us at once. It's not like if we were to like move to one place in Java and just take it in here. We kind of learn Indonesian here. We learn a lot of the common slang here, the food here, and we can really master this, you know, this area, which we have friends. But for us, it's just, you know, we're going all over. It really hit me one time where I said, I love that Indomarats and Alpha Marts are all oriented the same, because we always go to different ones, you know, and if you live somewhere and you go to the grocery store, you go to the Pasar or wherever you go, you go in there, you know what you're getting, you know, you go here, you go to this aisle, you go to this person. And, but it just really hit me when I thought, like, I love Indomaret and Alpha Mart because they're all oriented the same. So no matter which one you go in, you know exactly where stuff is. And it's like, we're always moving, dude. And we're always in a different place. So like when there is some familiarity, it's nice. But in terms of how we learn Indonesian, we're getting all this stuff thrown at us, you know, in West Sumatra, it's a bunch of different stuff. And then we pick up a few Minang words. And here in North Sumatra, you know, we learn Batak, but in Batak Toba is different than Batak Karo. So there's like different words and different ways to say thank you. And we're just taking on so much at once. It's wild when you think about it. It's a dose of Indonesia that most people don't get.
Yeah.
So we're fortunate in that regard, but it is also, it's interesting, you know, and how it affects our speaking of the language and our knowledge and, you know, appreciation. So
now everyone's Bong. When we traveled Java, everyone was Mas. Everyone was Mas, bro. Right?
Yeah.
And everyone's Abong now.
And we've got to adapt quickly, right? Like we get to a new place and then we figure out it's like going to a new country almost. You know, you go to if you're doing like a long time backpacking trip, you go to this new country. There's a lot more things you have to learn: the currency, thank you, some words, the way. But even there's still like a lot of, especially in Sumatra, you know, from West Sumatra to North Sumatra, things can be different. So yeah,
very different.
It's interesting.
All right, Instagram, Raya NBBN. How do you clean up your trash when you're on the road or in general while traveling? Guys, just
so simple.
It's not hard. It's not hard.
So simple.
Put it in a pocket. Put it in a side pocket. Put it in your bag. Put it anywhere. Yeah. Like anywhere you're going will likely have a trash can. Like you'll be somewhere with a trash can, guys. But one thing that we do not do, we absolutely do not do, is leave trash or throw trash or in nature or on the street or anywhere. If trash is leaving our hands, it's going into a bin. Yeah. It's going into a proper place, guys.
And although we don't know where that bin goes, unfortunately, but if we're going on a trek and we bring a bunch of snacks, it goes in our backpack. It's it's such a simple thing, you know. I don't understand
at all. Yeah. And luckily, like we've been with some amazing people. All the guys we've been with, they're very good about packing out their trash, doing everything proper. So that's been really nice to see. It's been really refreshing to see people with an enthusiasm for nature and a care and respect for nature as well. It's crazy. We've been a couple places where you'll ask someone like, where do I put the trash? And they're just like, here on the floor. And we're like, it's such a weird, crappy feeling. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so normalized in Indonesia. It's crazy. From Instagram, Mahar. Is there any place or city that's safe for a woman to take a solo trip? I think in Indonesia, there is many, most just about every single place is safe for a woman to take a solo trip. I think a really good option is open trips. Like if you're interested in nature, there's a lot of open trips that are really cool, especially if you're a female traveler and you are hesitant about it in any way. You'll likely meet a lot of like-minded people, really cool people. There's gonna be other girls, guys, people around your same age group. So I think open trips are an absolutely amazing option for solo travelers.
That being said, though, we have talked a little bit about this recently, is that some people may feel uncomfortable traveling here, and it's not because obviously there is danger in Sumatra, at least in Sumatra. There's danger from criminals, from what we've heard. But just because, and we'll talk a little bit about this later. We've had a lot of good questions about comparing like culture in Indonesia to Western culture. I think there's some situations where maybe a solo female would be uncomfortable, and it's not because an Indonesian here is, trying to take advantage of them or be aggressive. It's just because people here are very direct and very open, and they come straight at you and talk right at you and sometimes touch you, and that could maybe make some people uncomfortable. But yeah, we've got some good questions we've done a lot of thinking and reflecting on differences between culture and how, behavior here works with behavior in the West and how things can be interpreted. But we could talk a little bit about that later. But yeah, overall, Indonesia is completely safe. Most places we've been, obviously, but maybe some people, if they've never been to Indonesia, they don't understand Indonesians, they don't understand the culture and the way people interact. It could maybe make them feel uncomfortable. What, are we pinning one?
No, I was putting time out.
Yudi, thank you so much. We really appreciate the donation.
Thank you, Yudi.
Yeah.
Which area has the most beautiful
girls in Indonesia?
This guy's asking the right question.
I saw this question, but
this guy's asking the right question.
Most beautiful girls in Indonesia. Well, we always hear Manado, but we've never been there.
We've heard Manado from lots of people out here, guys. Yeah. One of the famous places is Bandung.
Bandung is very famous.
They say the Sudanese girls are fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, in Bandung, we encountered many beautiful women.
Many beautiful people. Like everywhere you go, just handsome
gorgeous
men,
guys,
gorgeous
girls.
Women, dude. Yeah. God. Even everybody. Like, yeah.
It's crazy. There's very good looking people in North Sumatra as well. North Sumatra, a lot of people look mixed.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You see like the Mancung nose. You see a lot of, more Western features.
Yeah.
The more like long, elongated face, not so round.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, but
Could you pick a place
what
for the most beautiful girls though?
that we've been? I don't know if some of the kampungs in Bali, like the kampungs.
Yeah.
A lot of girls in kampungs that we've been to are
Beautiful.
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
They're absolutely gorgeous. Very natural lifestyle. They don't wear makeup. They're
Mhm.
they're beautiful. I've seen some villages in Bali. They're gorgeous. We went to Kampung Naga in
Oh yeah, and Badui, same.
Badui.
Yeah.
The Badui, the women were
Yeah.
absolutely beautiful.
Kampung Naga was in there, both in Badui's in Banten and Kampung Naga is in
Tasikmalaya
area. Yeah.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yeah. You see some of the most beautiful people ever in kampungs.
Oh, what was that? I missed it. Dear Li Huang, thank you so much for the donation. Hong Kong dollars. We really appreciate it. We'll get a few coffees with that.
Thank you.
The $1 million question, someone said. I'm guessing that was about the prettiest girls in India. For me, if I had to pick a place, I'd probably say NTT. I think the dark skin complexion, the hair, I think they're very, very beautiful girls out there and people. You know, the men are super, and then mostly manly, big men, right? The women are beautiful. So if I had to pick a place, that's what I would say. Yeah.
Compliments, guys. Yeah. With that being said, Adi Pradana asked, "What are your thoughts about traveling in Papua? Too dangerous? Plans? Are the women too beautiful? What is it? Are you gonna be right?"
No, we want to go to Papua, guys. That's one day we'll definitely go. Haven't done too much research into it, but it does seem, if you want to do things the right way, it does seem a bit expensive to get. You definitely need a guide in certain places. And we've seen some photos and stuff about basically, you know, what you pay for and what you get. So it's really expensive for minimal food, minimal accommodation. And it's, you know, prices equivalent to what a luxury vacation would be in certain places. So it's on our list, but it's in the future as if we're being too dangerous. There's obviously places that we're not going to go. Yeah, it's on our list, and it's kind of like the culmination. Yeah, it's high on the list, but yeah, as we want to make sure we're getting better at shooting content. Our Indonesian is getting better. We're getting more comfortable. It's going to be like, we definitely want to be there when a lot of these things have, you know, come to a point where, all right, we're ready to take on Papua. You know, it's probably better for us to go to Papua in a year or two than it would be now or a year ago. Because, you know, in a couple of years, just think about where we'll be as people, how we've grown as travelers, how we've grown as content creators. So we want to go to Papua ready to really, really, you know, make some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. Papua seems so cool. It blows our mind that the people look so different. There's so much different culture. It's absolutely crazy. It blows our mind that it is part of Indonesia. I know there's probably a lot of controversy and dispute about that, right? There's a lot of bad blood, but it's definitely up there, guys. One day we will be there. Okay, what we got here, there.
Okay, we talked about that before. We can skip
in your opinion, this is from YouTube, Aniesa61, and in our opinion, what area is the hardest for you to travel? The hardest to travel, huh?
I mean, generally speaking, Sumatra has been the most difficult to travel.
Yeah.
Out of all the islands we've been to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've kind of been working our way up and leveling up.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons that Sumatra was such a good choice for us, or what we assumed was such a good choice for us, because it was a little bit more accessible for motorbikes than Kalimantan or Sulawesi, which were the two others that were super high on our list for traveling during this big trip that we're on. So, but yeah, some parts in South Sumatra were difficult for sure. Where I would say maybe Sumbawa, maybe.
Yeah, because
there's not a lot of tourist infrastructure. When we're in Sumbawa, a lot of the times things are very, very, very spread out.
Yeah.
We've put some hours on the road in Sumbawa, just get to the next stop. It's not very travel friendly, I would say, you know. So, yeah. But
in general, maybe if you're comparing islands, Sumatra, compared to Java and Bali, Lombok,
yeah. Google Maps will take you on some terrible roads sometimes, guys. You cannot always trust that. Even if you plug in the car route, dude, you cannot always trust that. It's been tough.
Again, we talked about that.
Yeah. Okay, so from YouTube, M. Siarip Hidayat 8975. Sorry, I butchered your name. They asked us if we ever would want to move and live in another country, and they listed some examples: Thailand, Philippines, Europe, Australia, or another country. And
yeah, I mean, I definitely have interest in living in other places. I would love to live in. I think for me, it would just be a few months at a time. You know, we live in Bali for a few months, then we travel for a few months. So I'd like to take a few months and maybe go to Thailand. I haven't been to the Philippines, but I would really like to go there. As far as living, I wouldn't want to live in. I don't have much interest in living in Australia. Europe, I would love to live in, but maybe it's really expensive. So I mean, down the line at some point. But yeah, I definitely like to change it up. I definitely see myself always coming back to Bali, probably. At least for the near future, but it would be nice, you know, if we had a few months break, you know, instead of going back to Bali this time, I'll go to Thailand or try something new. So yeah, I definitely have interest in that for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely want to go to other places for sure. I want to go to Thailand very badly. I want to go to all these countries and visit them. All the countries listed here, I have not been to yet. So, I mean, I've been to a few countries in Europe, right? But so I don't know if I want to live there full time. I would like to spend probably Indonesia's high on my list for places I would live. I want to see what Thailand's like, check it out. But if I'm not here, I'm more than likely, I'm living in the United States if I'm not living in Indonesia. But as it stands now, there's a higher likelihood of me living in Indonesia than the United States. But I still want to explore and see all these places and, you know, see what there is to offer. I am in love with Indonesia, but I do need to broaden my horizons and at least see what is out there.
And the poll finished 1,000 votes. Nasi Padang versus Nasi Kapau. Nasi Padang won 70% to 30%, dude. My goodness.
Pretty convincing.
Pretty convincing. You guys will have to see which we pick in the video, which comes out next week. Nasi Kapau versus Nasi Padang. We'll see. We'll tell you that we both agreed on which we like better. That's all you get.
And we were in Bukit
And we've had it in the original places, so we may be pretty reliable sources.
We've had the top places.
The top place.
Right?
We went to the place in Bukit Tinggi, and we went to the place.
The places.
Places, multiple places.
It's so much. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
So from Instagram, hello Oceana. They asked, do you miss your homeland? Guys, of course we miss our homeland. We miss our families. We miss a lot of things about home. You know, being back last year for the period we were, I think it showed us a lot of things that we did miss or appreciate or didn't appreciate as much as we should or I should. I miss like driving a car.
Sometimes it's nice.
On an open road. With
the
chilling,
speakers.
Hanging out, right?
Music or a podcast. Yeah.
I miss like my friend group back home. I obviously miss my family, my dog. There's a lot of things we miss, guys. There's a ton of things we miss. We miss that, and our family and our friends miss us as well. But it's a balance for sure. It's a balance. And right now, I choose Indonesia. You know, with how much I do miss everything back home. But of course, we miss it.
Yeah, you go back for a month, and by the end of the month, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go back to Indonesia.
This was awesome. Yeah,
that's the feel. That's the feel for sure.
Okay, Instagram, Balling Indo. Tell us your most unpopular opinion about Indonesia or Indonesians from the point of view of two foreigners.
How honest should we be?
Guys, screen record this. You're gonna want to.
There's some good questions coming up.
Some dirt on us. Answer these. Most unpopular opinion about Indonesians from the point of two foreigners.
Yeah, the work ethic is a lot different, guys. And I'm not going to sit here. I don't want to sit here and bash anybody, but for me personally, you know, Americans are known for having, you know, being on time, getting things done efficiently, getting things done fast. I was also in the military, dude. So, you know, things get done on time, things get done the right way, things get done efficiently. We've had some experience working with Indonesians. And we've had some good experiences and some not so good experiences. But overall, for me, it's just the work ethic is not as the same as Americans, from my experience. Now, if you take offense to that, don't worry, because someone in China could probably say, "Rob, you're a dumb American, and you guys' work ethic is absolute shit." So it's all relative, guys. But for me, it is sometimes hard to try to work with people here, and it's just not the same. I'm just used to things being done efficiently. I'm used to people being on time. I'm used to, you know, having good communication, and it's just a different feel in Indonesia. It's not it's just, I don't know. And I've seen some interviews where people have said, well, Jakarta is like, their work ethics is like the best. It's comparable to other cities. And I don't know personally, but I don't know. I think it's just different. Every country's different. America's very different. Americans love to bash Europe and say Europe has worse work ethic. But all I'll say is that the work ethic is not the same as to what I'm used to. And sometimes it could be a bit frustrating. But it's all relative as to where you are and the people. I will say that we do have work with one Indonesian, and she is absolutely fantastic. She knows who she is, and she is the best Indonesian we've ever worked with. One of the best people I've ever worked with, and we are grateful for her. So it is variable, but there's an honest, unpopular opinion for you.
100%, guys. Yeah. I mean, Jakarta definitely does have a better work ethic, right? It's a big city. There's a lot of businesses that are run out of there. But it'd be like compared to what? Like, are you going to compare that to Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's hard.
And then we know, we've met a lot of foreigners that work in these businesses in Jakarta, and they have, they agree on a lot of these things as well. And, they tell us they kind of have to keep certain things in check. There's, they don't lie. They say there's a lot of great Indonesians out there. They're out there. It does not mean at all that that they don't exist, but they just say as a whole things can be a lot more difficult. I really don't like the just for me, trash is such a big one.
It's so easy to say, but it's such a problem.
It's been said so many times, but it's so true. Just because it is so differing and so contrasting to the Western world, right? People just throw their trash everywhere, and like I'll be with Indonesian friends, like people that I really respect and would never, people I really respect and would never expect these answers out of. I saw people throw trash on the ground, and I asked them, dude, what the hell is wrong with that person? Like, why would they do that? And their answer to me was, oh, like, don't worry, like someone will pick it up. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy that they say, and a lot of people think like, oh, like, well, I'm giving someone a job. Like, this is like, I'm giving someone a job. It's really weird. I saw on Damien, Who in the World's content, he went to a soccer event. I think it was the soccer game he went to. And he said there was just plastic everywhere. And people were saying like, we're keeping people employed. We're giving people a job. One guy even said like, we're proud that we're the number 1 or number 2 consumer of plastic in the world. And it's just like, do you guys really think that? Is that real? It's just crazy. I think with coming generations, there's going to be more education and a better understanding for what they're doing. But the trash, guys, is absolutely insane. I mean, but it's difficult. It's difficult, right? Like there is no infrastructure. There is no public trash service, especially in kampungs and different places like that. Like in a city, there is, but where is this stuff going? Where is it ending up? Like, is it all eventually ending up in a river and then getting washed up on beaches or clogging drainage? It's just,
it's tough. And it's like a generational thing. I hope it changes. I hope people learn, especially in such a beautiful place. You see people, throwing trash in such a beautiful place. It's like, man, you guys are tainting your country, like your beautiful land you live on. So hopefully that changes, but we'll see. The Axe Lord, stay safe and healthy, guys. Thank you for 20,000 rupiah. Get a few coffees again.
Thanks, Axe Lord.
Bunkuses, you know what I'm saying?
Leah, I'm in immigration and visa industry. Let me know if we can connect and if there's anything we can do. Okay, we are taking your number.
Thanks, down, Leah. We appreciate it.
We're going to take your number down because you never know when that can go in handy. Thank you so much.
We got a few more serious questions. Maybe we do keep it light and then let's do some Indonesian. What do you think? Or do you want to finish though? What do you think?
Let's see if there's anything that we want to do. Okay, I'll do social, like as we're on the topic, let's do social differences. Okay. So IH San Hide wants to know, what are the social differences between Indonesia and the West? Guys, there's lots of social differences.
There's so many. We've really taken it in the last few months.
Yeah. People are in your grill. They are in your business. They are in your face, man. Like, you could be on your phone and someone is going to walk up and look at it. They don't care what you're doing, if it's private or if it's not. They're there. They're going to be looking over your shoulder. They are so kepo. Yeah. So kepo.
The biggest thing I learned is that recently, it really came to me, is that the way Indonesians act here, if the way you were to act like that in the West would be considered rude. But it's opposite, because the way Westerners act, if they bring that and act that way in Indonesia, they're considered rude or sombong.
Sombong, yeah.
They're considered sombong.
Everyone's sombong.
So in Indonesia, it's okay to be very loud. It's okay to be on your phone and blast the volume. It's okay to play dominoes on the ferry.
Slam them.
Slamming
On
them.
the table.
Slamming them. It's
okay. 3 in the morning.
3 in the morning.
Dondu.
Yeah,
going.
Dondu.
People are trying to sleep.
It's okay to interrupt people and ask them very personal questions. We've talked about the personal questions. Like it doesn't bother us. But all these things, you know, the way, and just because Indonesians are very open and they're very friendly, if you were to act like that in the Western world, you would be considered rude. And it's just like the behavior is completely switched. But here in Indonesia, a lot of the way Western tourists act, they're a little bit, you know, they're a little bit shy and they don't necessarily engage because they're nervous or they don't understand, or they're not completely open with people. They don't want to answer those types of questions. That's considered rude or something. So sometimes I feel weird because people, you know, will have a conversation with me and then they were like, what's your Instagram or what's your WhatsApp number? And I was like, I don't want to give you my WhatsApp number because I don't want to share my personal information, but that's considered kind of rude. You know, it's kind of like sombong to be like, oh, you're not going to engage with me. You're not going to give me your WhatsApp. You're not going to do these things.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's, I don't know. It's been a realization for me. It's pretty funny that the roles are reversed, but, you know, the way Indonesians act here would very much be considered, you're really rude, especially in the US and in Europe. And the way that some Westerners act here, the Indonesians think that they're rude, but it's like, these are the rules, you know, it's like, you can't say, you know, we have to play by, this is the way it is. Like, it's, you know, you accept that and you have to adapt. And it can be challenging. And someone asked about that later. We'll talk about it, but yeah, it's interesting.
Ria Kim, thank you so much. Love
again.
from Sulawesi Tenggara.
Well, they said, once again, it depends on location and social class. Yes, I'll agree that, yeah, I think we said before, like Sumatra, the people are much more direct, at least from what we remember in Java. You know, in Sumatra, I keep saying it, but in Java, if someone wants to take a photo with you, they usually ask.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, pa, boleh minta photo? And they're so shy and they're so like, they're scared. But in Sumatra, hey, photo. Like today we got grabbed at the mosque.
Oh yeah,
you know,
we got
like
snatched.
They grab you, dude. It's a definitely different feel. So I'll agree that depends on location.
Yeah,
a bit, but
it definitely depends on location a bit. But as social class goes, at least loudness and things like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think maybe social class it doesn't matter.
Social class, I don't think it matters. Like we've stayed at places, people have been on their phones, like talking. There's been like group rooms or communal areas, like late at night in a hostel per se. Someone could be on their phone late at night, just talking as loud as possible. There's no whisper. There's no right.
Yeah.
There's no consideration for other people. It's so loud. The guys that were playing dominoes, they all dressed very nice. They all look good. You know, there's a couple rougher looking fellows, but everyone just slammed these dominoes on the table as loud as possible. But people on their phones as loud as possible. Like, I think this goes through every single social class.
And what I don't understand is like, tell me, like, you guys just don't care. You know, like, especially when we've been at people's houses and their kids are going to school the next day and they still have friends over and they're being really loud and they're, you know, their kids are sleeping in the next room. You know what I mean? And like that so I guess maybe tell us, you know, you guys just really don't care. You know, you don't care if someone's being loud. You don't care if you're in the kampung and someone's blasting music at the next house or a loud motorbike. I guess people just don't really care here. So people kind of just do whatever they want. It's really interesting. It's so different than how you would, you know, it's so different than how you would act in some Western places. It's very, very interesting. Oh man.
I wonder how delayed the comments are. Versus...
Yeah. Someone else gave us the donation. Where was it? Oh, Rikaim, thank you so much.
Love from Sulawesi Tenggara.
We appreciate it. 75K. We really appreciate it.
One day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, guys.
Christian, masih ada baju. Tokopedia, Shopee. They're in the link in the description. Check it out. Please come support us. We appreciate it.
Masih, man.
Someone said once again, depends on location, social class. All right.
Yeah, that's what I was responding to. Yeah.
No, I think they said it again. Yeah. I mean, you guys know better. I mean, it's just our opinion. And the other thing, guys, is I think as you know, as we've grown as people and as we've grown as content creators and as we've grown as people, foreigners that live in Indonesia, we're starting to come on the side of we want to be more real and honest with you guys. And it's not to say that, you know, our voice is so important, and we should, we are the smartest people and know everything about Indonesia, and we should be, people should be listening to our opinion. But we make this content and people tune in, and I think a lot of people want us to be honest, and we're starting to move in the direction of, we want to be honest and tell you the truth. And when we're presenting our content, when we get asked questions, when we do live streams like this, if you ask us what we don't like about this, we're going to tell you. Or if you ask us like, what was your opinion of this, we're going to be honest with you. So we hope you guys appreciate it, and we hope that it doesn't skew your view of us, because I also think the more honest we are, if we tell you all these things we don't like about Indonesia and the things that we don't like about Indonesians, it only brings more weight and impact to the things that we do like, because then it makes it feel more real, rather than us just sitting here and praise Indonesia, which is what we used to do, and which is what a lot of people that come to Indonesia and make content do. It's just, I love Indonesia. Indonesia's the best. Indonesia's the friendliest people. It's like, okay, yes, like Indonesia is the friendliest people we've ever met. Indonesia does have some of the most beautiful nature in the world. But if we just keep saying all these positive and amazing things, I feel like it's not worth anything anymore. But now that if we can say, these are the things we like, and these are the things that we don't like, and these are the things that bother us, and these are the things that make us feel happy, it brings more value to what we're saying. And we're only going to be like that if you guys ask us. If you guys want our genuine, honest opinion, we're here to give it to you. So, and that's the way we're moving as people. Yeah. That's the way we're moving with our content. So we hope you guys can respect that. And if we lose some, over proud +6'2" netizens along the way, it is what it is. And, we know there's a lot of real people out there that appreciate us for what we're doing. And we appreciate you guys more than you guys really have no idea. So little real talk, but
real talk.
Real talk.
What is this? Milka TV, thank you so much. 100K, we appreciate it so much. Thank you, Milka. Milka, right?
Milka TV.
Thank you.
Milka? You never know if it's like how they want you to pronounce it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody wants me to go bald, 400K in 1 month. Okay, guys. What was it? It was 10 million?
Yeah, 10 million was the that's what Shane said in the haircut video. 10 million. I think people misinterpreted that for I don't know what, but 10 million, bro.
If you want me bald, do you guys really want me bald that bad? That's crazy. I can't. Come on, you guys don't appreciate the hair? Maybe just a trim?
Bang, please, potong rambut. Why do you guys want to see him cut his hair?
Yeah.
You know how long it's gonna take to grow back, dude? It's
years.
Gonna take a long time.
It's take years, guys.
I couldn't even picture Shane. I mean, I've seen photos of him in like before the hair. It's like, that's not Shane, dude. Should we fool around a bit? And then I don't mind going. It's already 2 hours, whatever.
Yeah, I did a poll.
What's the poll? Pakai Indonesia? 25% of people said no.
No.
I wonder who that is. It's probably Indonesians who want to learn English, which I appreciate.
Or foreigners.
It could be some foreigners.
There's been some foreigners.
But we've given you an hour, 54 minutes, and 45 seconds of English.
English and questions. Yeah,
right.
let's let it fill up for a second.
All right.
If you guys want us to use Indonesian,
start asking questions.
If you don't.
Let's go questions in Indonesian in the chat, and we'll start going.
Okay. We don't want to do challenge or just regular questions in the chat first. Let that fill up.
Kalian main League of Legends. I saw that earlier.
Well, we can let this fill up for a second. We can let people vote, and we'll do questions in the chat right now, guys.
Yeah.
Indonesian or English. We're not gonna use strictly Indonesian right now. When we do use Indonesian, maybe it's gonna be a campur. We're gonna give you guys some Jaksel flavor. Ayo belajar Inggris.
If you guys want Indonesian, ask questions in Indonesian.
Yes, sir.
Rencana video kolaborasi dengan YouTuber lain kah? Rencana tapi belum tahu karena sekarang fokus di Sumatera. Jadi setelah Sumatra Trip ini mungkin kolaborasi di Bali di YouTuber dari negara lain atau di YouTuber lokal. Belum tahu ya.
Belum tentu, Bang. Belum tentu.
Ngopi dulu.
Ngopi yuk, guys. Kami nggak minum kopi di malam. Kalau minum kopi sekarang hampir jam 9, tidak bisa tidur. Kami mau tidur karena harus bangun di pagi-pagi, harus kerja lagi, eksplorasi lagi. Jadi Saya udah masalah dari saya minum teh. Ini cukup, ada banyak kafein, udah susah tidur. Kalau kopi pasti tidak bisa.
Kopi di pagi, kopi di siang, kopi di surga.
Kopi pas mati.
Kopi pas mati. Pernah coba kopi liong? Kopi liong itu apa? Aku nggak tahu.
Kopi liong, nggak tahu. Saya tahu teh liong. Ya, itu teh hijau.
Kangen makan suike enggak?
Why do they keep asking this?
Kami coba suike sekali aja di Bandung.
Enak.
Iya, di Jalan Cibadak gitu. Iya.
Enak sekali.
Digoreng pakai sambal
Mentega.
bawang.
Ada mentega.
Oh, mungkin itu ya.
Yeah.
Enak banget. Tapi sekali aja. Mungkin kangen sedikit. Rindu.
Enak.
Rindu.
Yeah, in Indonesia, privacy is just in your house. Outside, no privacy.
No privacy.
And even then, maybe inside your house, you don't get so much privacy.
Yeah, okay. Kadang-kadang kalau
apa?
Kadang-kadang sekarang di Sumatera, kadang-kadang ada orang lokal bilang, kamu bisa bahasa Indonesia? Majority aku bilang, iya Pak, iya Bu, iya Kak, gitu. Tapi kadang-kadang aku bilang, aku gak bisa. Karena aku lagi sibuk, mungkin di cafe, kerja di laptop, ada apa-apa. Sini, aku lagi sibuk di laptop, dia bilang, kamu bisa bahasa Indonesia? Gak bisa Pak, aku mau lagi kerja gitu. Karena ada waktu sibuk ya, gak mau bercakap, gak mau bicara sama orang lokal lagi sibuk gitu ya. Jadi kadang-kadang bohong, kadang-kadang aja.
Sedikit bohong
Sedikit
dia.
Bohong.
Wow, orang jahat dia, sombong dia.
Sombong
dia, tidak mau ngobrol sama bapak-bapak di kafe. Waduh.
Kalau punya rumah
mana?
Ini. Iza.
Kalau punya rumah di Indonesia mau di perkotaan atau di pedesaan? Apa itu?
Kota atau desa?
Mungkin susah ya.
Susah. Desa dekat kota.
Ya, desa dekat kota itu iya cocok untuk kita. Apa ya? Mungkin kalau kota, mungkin saya mau pindah ke Padang. Saya suka Padang, suka sekali Padang. Itu cocok kota untuk saya. Gak terlalu rame, dekat pantai, gunung, pulau, banyak. Tapi belum pasti. Nani, kopi hitam. Oke, nanti kami nani. Oke lah.
Makanan favorit kalian apa? Mungkin di Sumatera.
Ya.
Ya, tanya ini makanan favorit kalian tapi
Tani itu lauk atau daerah pula?
Mungkin kami bilang tapi makanan khas Sumatera aja.
Ngerti.
Ya.
Kalau dendeng.
Dendeng oke.
Pasti dendeng. Waduh, enak. Susah ya, susah. Yeah. Cincang enak juga, rendang pasti enak. Ya, semua enak.
Aku susah. Mungkin PPK. Ya. Karena dendeng ada banyak macam.
Iya.
Tapi kadang-kadang enak, tapi kadang-kadang kurang enak. BPK selalu enak.
Haram dia.
Haram banget aku, bro.
Orang haram.
BPK pakai badak itu mirip rupiah gitu. Pakai nasi.
Haram dia.
Haram banget aku.
Jangan bang.
Mohon maaf.
Jangan bang. Itu hewan kotor bang.
Pempek enak banget juga.
Pempek enak.
Kapal selam, lenjer.
Kalau di Sumsel, hobi kami ya makan pempek. Terus. Banyak penonton kami bosan sama pempek. Karena kami terus push pempek. Dorong pempek. Dendeng,
batagok, basah.
Tetap halal bro. Ya selalu halal bro.
Ada orang bilang
tetap halal bro.
Tetap halal ya.
Sudah pernah coba Abon atau Ambon?
Abon?
Gak tahu Abon.
Abon itu apa Rory? Kami gak tahu.
Apa itu?
Video besok tripnya kemana? Kami makan banyak nasi kapau. Ada usus, ada rendang, ada balado.
Ada balado sama balado.
Balado.
Jangan makan
Kecubung.
kecubung. Iya.
Udah tahu, bro.
Udah tahu ya. Ada wow, langsung masuk neraka ya. Apa? Itu experience seperti neraka.
Pempek untuk sarapan.
Pempek ya, pempek untuk sarapan.
Hirup juga
Ya,
cukup.
Karena orang asing suka telur di makan pagi ya. Jadi kalau ada kapal selam cocok ya. Sama cukup. Abon. Oh, ya.
Beef flash.
Flas sapi. Pernah. Enak. Tapi orang Indonesia suka abon di atas donat. Aneh sekali, aneh saya. Kenapa makan itu?
Lebih suka dipanggil bule atau bang atau mas. Untukku mas, karena mas Rob itu flow's nice.
Bang
Zen.
Abang.
Tapi mungkin kalian udah tahu di Sumatera kami ganti namanya karena Rob dan Shane itu mungkin sulit untuk orang Indo pronunciate gitu. Jadi sekarang aku Robbie, Shane Zen. Kalau ketemu orang baru di sini, kami bilang nama saya Robbie, ya nama saya Zen.
Susah. Kalau saya di Sumatera, nama saya Zen, Z-E-N. Kalau saya di Jawa, mungkin pakai nama Jawa, mungkin Seno. Eda, harus ganti nama. Bahasa Indonesia. Kalau Shane botak, aku senang. Waduh.
Kenapa senang?
Jahat kamu.
Jahat banget, nakal kamu.
Jahat kamu.
Ke Kerinci lagi, Bang. Ya, mungkin nanti ya.
Pasti. Ada danau 7.
Ya, danau 7.
Harus ke danau 7.
Yang paling tinggi danau? Apa?
Ya.
Paling tinggi danau atau paling besar?
Danau paling tinggi di
Asia.
Southeast Asia. Ya. Asia Tenggara.
Tempoyak. Kami coba di Lampung.
Oke, time out.
Ya. Oh iya, bisa ini.
Jangan spam, bro. Maaf.
Zeno.
Mas Zeno.
Kang Zeno. Kang, Mang, Li, Mas. Oh, di Sumatera Utara, Le ya? Lai ya?
Bang Jejen. What?
Mas Rob sama Bang Zen.
Benar.
Kenapa gak jadi WNI? Oh, ada tanya ini juga. Semuanya. Kami gak mau ganti pasportnya. Gak mau ganti citizenship ya. Karena di Indonesia, kalau ganti ke WNI, harus satu aja. Gak bisa dua-duanya. Paspor Amerika lebih kuat dari paspor Indonesia. Gak mau ganti. Jadi, itu aja.
Gak mau ganti.
Ada
rencana ke Bukit Lawang? Enggak. Dekat tapi beda. Ada daerah namanya Ketambe, itu dekat Gunung Luser. Itu lebih lebih sepi, lebih rahasia ya. Karena sekarang kalau ke Bukit Lawang udah ada banyak tamu, orangutan udah main di tanah, susah, udah malas orang datang untuk main di pohon. Orangutan hewan itu udah biasa sama orang udah kasih makan, mereka gak cari sendiri. Jadi kami mah lebih natural, lebih alami. Jadi ikan ketambe, ya lebih cocok untuk kami. Jono, okay, guys. Apalah.
Sudah bisa jongkok.
Udah bisa jongkok?
Sedikit.
Saya selalu bisa jongkok. Dari kecil saya bisa jongkok.
Jangan paspor Indo weak.
Ya benar. Lema paspor Indo, maaf. Paspor Amerika kuat.
Kalian yang bully Shane biar botak aja sendiri sana. Buka.
Jadi untuk kalau bilang WK itu wok waka apa ya?
Ya, kami bagus. Ayo ke Makassar. Mau Coto ya? Coto Makassar. Terus mau lihat Toraja.
Konro.
Ya, Toraja juga nanti Nanti ke Sulawesi dong.
Ada konro bang. Apa? Kang.
Shane, you got a Padang accent.
Sekete saja.
Sekete.
Sekete saja lah.
Itu Pak,
Cocok kalau
kalau kami belajar katanya dari bahasa yang lain, mungkin di bahasa Minang atau bahasa Batak, itu paling lucu kalau bilang gitu, karena orang lokal langsung ketawa. Kalau kami ngomong Tambot C, banyak orang langsung ketawa. Di Sumatera, di Toba, kalau bilang Maliate atau Horas, mereka langsung ketawa. Lucu banget.
Horas kata yang paling seru di Indonesia.
Benar.
Paling seru. Kalau main di jalan, ada banyak orang, ada anak, ada ibu, ada papa, ada di mana-mana ada orang. Kalau bilang Horas, langsung panggil, langsung balas Horas. Mantap, paling seru kata di dunia. Apa ya?
Di Makassar harus bilang Ewako.
Shane, udah cukup pedas. Sedikit. Tapi sekarang saya udah jauh dari pedas. Dulu saya mau coba makan pedas, bikin konten makan pedas, tapi sekarang saya pikir kurang sehat. Tapi kalau saya makan terus, bisa ulcer. Enggak mau.
Harry, terima kasih. Selamat datang di Lost Boys Membership Program. Selamat datang.
Wow.
Terima kasih. Ya. Ada 400.
407. Harus naik.
Harus naik sampai 500.
Wow, itu nomor. Nomor berbahaya itu. Pulau terfavorit untuk kalian berdua. Sekarang saya harus pilih Sumatera karena udah lama di Sumatera. Ini pulau yang paling luas saya pernah main. Pasti.
Aku pilih Flores, masih Flores, NTT.
Ya benar, saya gak pakai. Tidak ada waktu, Bang. Tidak ada waktu. Biasanya saya pakai, tapi tidak ada waktu.
Oh my goodness.
Maaf ya, sedikit kering. Tapi beruntung kalian karena saya keramas. Jarang keramas saya.
Terus berondong karena banyak ibu-ibu di Sumatera terbuka. Langsung.
Cuaca di Medan panas sekali.
Banget.
Panas sekali, Bang.
Iya.
Wow, langsung keringat, langsung harus mandi 3-4 kali sehari karena waduh. Panas, Bang.
Apa masakan favorit di Sumatera? Tadi bilang dendeng BPK. Lia, 100.000. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih, Lia.
Ada banyak tanya. Bagus juga. Terima kasih.
Tadi orang bilang gak percaya Lia, dia gak kerja sama imigrasi. Tapi orang itu tidak tahu Lia. Dia pasti bagus. Pasti manis dia. Tarzan tidak suka keramas. Iya, benar.
Rab Gondrong, Shane cut hair off. 1 million subs.
Ya, pas sampai 1 juta subscriber, harus nunggu 2-3 tahun untuk gondrong dia. Tidak bisa langsung.
Rencana sudah dari Sumatera, mau kemana lagi? Kami balik ke Bali, terus pulang Amerika di Desember, terus balik ke Bali lagi di Januari. Rencana tahun depan gak tahu apa yang lucu.
No, I was literally not doing that.
British accent, gak tahu.
Enggak. Orang enggak kami pakai aksen dari negara Inggris ya.
Ya, tapi korang bagus.
Lucu mereka enggak.
Sekarang musim
hujan.
Udah musim hujan untuk 3 bulan di Sumatera, hujan terus, guys.
Yeah.
Sumatera Barat, Sumatera Utara, hujan terus.
Kalau di Sumatera, di utara?
Ya.
Ya, musim beda bulan, Bang. Beda, Bang.
Apa ini? Silalahi.
Silalahi. Pernah dengar tapi...
Di situ bukitnya masih mulus.
Oh iya? Oke. Pernah dengar tapi Nggak tahu.
Sekarang di Indo, iya masih di Indo, bro.
Masih di Indo, bro.
Masih di Indo.
Percaya nggak?
Mentawai belum hujan, bang. Enggak, itu salah, bro. Hujan terus di Mentawai. Pas kami di Mentawai hujan setiap hari, guys.
Tiap
hari, guys.
Tiap hari, bang. Oke, bang. Di Bandung musim wik-wik. Nggak tahu apa itu. Itu kata kotor gimana?
Ya, Jawa masih 40 Celsius. Ya, di Jakarta juga itu panas banget ya.
Ya,
Kami dengar
biasanya 37.
37.
Waduh. Waduh, apa?
Masih di Sumatera Utara, iya.
Masih, bang.
Masih.
Lebih suka 4 musim atau 2 musim?
Aku gak suka musim hujan, aku suka musim.
Ya, musim panas musim baru hujan.
Yeah.
Kalau musim dingin di Amerika suka, tapi untuk beberapa jam aja.
Iya, itu aja ya.
Gak suka terlalu lama.
Kalau snowboarding gitu.
Hidup di Indonesia enak nggak?
Udah berapa bahasa daerah yang
diketahui?
Katanya sedikit gitu,
dari
ya.
banyak daerah.
Ya. Tapi kami pikir kalau ada orang Batak, orang Minang, orang Jawa, orang Sunda, orang Bali seperti ini, kami bisa pilih, oh ini orang Bali, oh ini orang Batak, karena kami udah percaya, recognize, udah tahu mukanya mirip gitu, ya, karena udah lama.
Mungkin bisa, mungkin tidak bisa.
Mungkin bisa.
Wik-wik. Ya. Kalau dingin
beda.
musim wik-wik.
Lagi musim panas, bang.
Lagi, bang.
Oh, ada 455. 45 lagi sampai 500 semuanya. Dan beres lagi, macet tuh. Ini benar.
Baru
ini
enggak?
Siapa? Lia lagi. Oh no, itu ya. Udah.
Wah, makasih banyak.
Oh, makanan favorit di jalan. Kami harus coba putu di Medan ya. Putu khas Medan, benar enggak?
Benar, asli.
Putu asli Medan atau Bandung?
Asli India.
Asli India.
Iya. Banyak orang Indonesia bilang, wow, makanan gerobak di India kotor banget.
Iya, benar.
Tapi biasanya ya gerobak Indonesia kotor juga. Enak tapi sedikit kotor, gak apa-apa.
Oh my god.
Iya, orang Indonesia sombong sama orang India ya.
Halo Yuzi. Hai Rob, halo Yuzi. Asli Mars. Apa itu? Putu asli Jawa Barat. Aku dengar ini juga. Putu asli Jawa Barat atau asli Medan?
India, bang.
India.
Ada banyak
Catur,
dari India.
Make me 50.000. Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih
Make me
banyak.
a fan. Make me a fan.
Putu asli Bali.
Asli Bali.
Wine juga.
Wine juga ya, gede semua. India sangat jorok.
Jangan sombong.
Ke Purwokerto, bang. Udah pernah ke Puerto Rico, Purwokerto, Banyumas, asli Pluto. Orang lucu di chat ini ya.
Wah, mantap. Made in
Bali. Asli Pluto. That's a weird way to spell it, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Semua kata salah.
My Lord.
Semua kata salah.
Ke Banyuwangi dang. Udah pernah banyak kali di Banyuwangi karena dekat Bali ya. Naik kapal aja 30 menit. Wow, ada tanya semuanya.
Assalamualaikum bang. Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Mana ada tanya yang penting?
Penting, ya tanya yang penting.
Mana ada?
Kami mau jawab gitu.
Mana itu?
Bang trip ke Papua. It's such a weird way to spell it.
Put him in timeout. We get spam. Put him in timeout.
I think that's a different guy.
No, it's not.
It's not? Okay. I think it's just copy and paste.
Yeah.
Habis dari West Sumatra ke Riau, brothers. Ke Sumatera Utara. Langsung Padang Sidempuan dari Bukit Tinggi. Pan ke Sumatera Selatan kapan? Udah.
Makanan di jalan kesukaan kami. Untuk saya mungkin sate.
Sate pasti.
Sate ayam
Atau kue pukis. Should we finish it off?
Sate. Apa itu?
Ada tanya pakai bahasa Indonesia. Kami gak ikut Christian Hansen atau Sam Indo Wild karena trip beda banget guys. Kami jalan-jalan berdua, dia jalan-jalan sendiri.
Kalau ketemu. Tapi susah, ada rencana beda. Ada rencana beda kami.
Apa culture shock kalian di Sumatera?
Orang terbuka.
Orang di jalan pakai motor.
Ibu suka disentuh. Ada gempa di Jawa Barat. Oh, sekarang ada gempa. Semoga semua aman.
Apakah nanti ke Aceh? Iya, bentar lagi ke Aceh, Bang.
Bentar lagi.
Pernah ke Jember?
Pernah.
Jawa Timur ya. Jember. Hati-hati kalau di Medan ya bro, banyak begal.
Banyak begal. Mana ada begal?
Mana
ada begal?
Mana itu? Masih di Sumatera? Iya bang.
Masih di Sumatera.
Masih.
Tapi nggak masih di Padang bang. Udah lewat lama lalu. Apa ini?
Kereta. Absolutely not. I was waiting. That was the first time.
There's been a lot.
Has there?
Yeah.
I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Tidak ke Nias? No.
Nggak.
Minta maaf.
Yeah.
Kami nggak bisa ke Nias.
Tidak
ada waktu bang.
Ada waktu.
Maaf.
Ke Aceh kopi dulu, mie Aceh dulu.
Yeah.
Pasti.
Aceh Gayo.
Aceh.
Kopi Aceh Gayo. Enak.
Asik. Itu lagu paling seru di Indonesia ya.
Mungkin paling asik.
Oh, goodness. Iya tahu. Ada tanya. Pakai bahasa Indonesia ada ini.
Siapa?
Lila yang Padang. Oh Lila, hello Lila. Lila dari Independence Day. Kangen kalian, kangen keluarga. Semoga kalian sehat. Semoga kalian baik-baik itu. We hope you guys are doing well.
Terima kasih banyak.
Terima kasih Lila.
Semua sampai ketemu lagi.
Kami balik ke Padang pasti. Kalau sampai Sabang langsung tidur, itu rencana ya. Langsung
tidur di titik kilometer 0. Langsung sampai pakai helmet, pakai apa ya, kasur angin.
Iya langsung.
Bangun tenda situ, langsung tidur.
Iya.
Mungkin
Oke.
bentar lagi tidur juga.
Moga-moga langsung tidur. Langsung. Rob orang Belanda? Enggak, aku orang Amerika. Dia juga.
Belanda goreng.
Iya. Oh
Belanda
my
goreng.
god. Bawa cewek bule waktu trip bang biar makin menarik. Pasti ya, pasti menarik.
Menarik sama cewek.
Ngopi bang.
Ngopi
Kopinya
yuk.
mana bang?
Ngopi yuk.
Berapa lama di Sumatera Barat? Lebih sebulan ya, sebulan lebih, hampir 2 bulan.
Iya.
Ya,
Kalau
ya.
saya 2 sampai 3 bulan.
Ya, lama.
Lama sekali. Waduh. Apa ini? Apa rencana kalian untuk channel ini?
Tidurnya nyak.
Yang terbesar di dunia, bang. Rencana kami mau open trip atau apa ya? Mau channel ini terus mau sukses, bang.
Taufik, kalau mau beli baju ini, ada link di bawah Tokopedia atau Shopee.
Kalau beli baju,
Kalau
post di IG,
ya,
nggak harus posting foto sama wajah.
ya,
Kalau mau pakai baju aja, kalau malu nggak apa-apa.
link di
Foto
bawah.
baju aja.
Link di bawah. Ada
Kami
putih, hitam, hitam putih,
dua-duanya.
dua-duanya.
Kalau posting, kami pasti reposting, oke? Oke.
Should give more. What do you think? I read 460. The highest mungkin paling tinggi itu 407. Maaf, 467. Oh no.
Gotta see everything else. Banyak.
Istana, udah pernah ke Istana
Pagaruyung.
Belum. Tadi ke Istana Maimun di Medan.
Pagaruyung itu mana?
Istana itu mana ya?
Itu Batu Sangkar enggak?
Batu Sangkar.
No. Lupa ya. Pagaruyung. Enggak tahu. Belum.
Shane, di surga masih kopi, bro?
Masih
Pasti.
Banyak. Ada kopi putih, ada kopi hitam, ada kopi Aceh Gayo. Wah, banyak semua.
Makan ulat sagu lagi, bang.
Oh,
Bukan sagu lagi, bang.
Ulat sagu, wah, makanan saya.
Langsung.
Wah, paling suka
Proteinnya tinggi banget gitu. Banyak ada.
pas saya makan, oh ya, wajah saya pasti senang ya. Langsung senang, senyum terus kalau saya makan ulat sagu yang mentah.
Kaki sembuh, Rab, ya udah sembuh. Tapi warna beda, mungkin sedikit merah ya.
Wow. Kaki dia gak pernah kembali yang biasa ya.
Iya, sedikit beda gitu.
Selalu aneh dari sekarang.
Aneh banget.
Sekarang saya gak lapar lagi.
Maybe I'll sell it on Feed Finder. I'm sure there's some people interested, yeah? Think Indonesians know what Feed Finder are?
Pasti.
Oh goodness. Udah ke Ucok Durian? Belum.
That must be the spot.
Durian besok. Bedanya road trip di Indonesia sama di USA apa?
Pasti beda.
Karena
Karena di Amerika tidak ada banyak ibu-ibu, bapak-bapak mau kamu meninggal, ya? Di sini gila karena ada banyak kakek, ada banyak nenek naik motor.
Yeah.
Di Amerika, ya saya pikir kalau kakek saya, nenek saya naik motor, wah, keaman. Jangan. Saya takut sekali kalau orang tua atau nenek kakek naik motor.
Biasanya umurnya berapa?
Apa?
Naik mobil.
Naik mobil di Amerika?
Mungkin 70,
75.
Ya.
Bisa, tapi kalau sakit kepala. Oh, okay. Kamera kami mati.
Bentar,
Kamera kami mati. Kalau
Okay.
kamera kami mati.
Kami ganti. We're gonna get going or what?
No, that's it.
We got some good questions.
If it goes down, that's it. That's it. We've been here 2.5 hours. Guys, our camera might die. If it
We'll
goes
see.
down, then
I don't know why it does this because it's plugged in.
it's been run 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but it's plugged in, right? But maybe that's
a lot of power. It doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't balance out.
Yeah, it doesn't balance out. Guys, we're about to die. What should we do
Let's
in here? Should we answer questions?
We can answer a couple questions.
Okay, someone wants to know what's your favorite Indonesian band? Ari Guna Skylar. We're gonna be moving a little bit quick now. Indonesian band. What do you like? Iwake? You like the classics?
My favorite Indonesian band is the Bar Dogs. They play in Bali. Three of their members are from Bukit Tinggi in Sumatra Barat, and a couple others are one's from out east and one's from Jakarta, I believe, Bandung, but lives in Jakarta.
Yeah. If one of my favorite artists is Tuan Tiga Velas. He's from Indonesia. He's kind of a hip hop artist. He's really good, man. I appreciate the vibes. It's good music.
Yeah.
It's good music. Where are we going?
I like, someone said, like, as an Indonesian who's been living in the U.S. for 2 decades, I've had many types of, I have had a hard time trying to assimilate the Western culture. Do you have any types of difficulty assimilating to Indo culture? What's been the most challenging? And I think, like the biggest advice I'd say is, like, you got to play by the rules. You just got to adapt. Like we were talking earlier about, this is how the way things are here and this is how the way things are in the West. And like, you just got to adapt and learn, and it takes some time and sometimes it can be challenging. But for us, I'd say is like the privacy is probably the most challenging thing for me. Because sometimes, like, I'm an extrovert and I'm an outgoing person, but sometimes I don't want to interact with people and chat with people. And like someone said before, the only privacy you have in your house is in your house. So once you go out, especially as a bule in one of these places, you got to be ready for it. So that's for me.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a way you have to play, guys. It's different. The way you interact with people, the way that you do things, what you're allowed to do, it's completely different here in Indonesia, guys. People are going to just approach you. They're going to be more outgoing. They're going to grab you. And you have to understand that they're not doing that out of a bad place. They're genuinely curious and interested in you. I was walking around Mentawais one time, me and Margarita, and these guys were sitting there like, hey, calling us over. And I realized, if you're a solo female traveler from the West that hasn't been adapted to Indonesia and understand how Indonesians are, you're going to be a little bit freaked out by that. If it's a girl walking the street by herself and a group of guys are chirping at her, yelling at her in a foreign language at that, they don't, she has no idea what's going on over there. We understand, right? There's no ill intention, but
you have to know.
A lot of people wouldn't understand that. So I think, there's definitely an adaptation that has to take place.